Hey everyone, Justin Dark here, live again on Twisted Dark Productions. Yeah, it's already been like a week. It's only been a week, and I'm back to streaming again because we had such a great time last stream, and I'm like, why not do another one? Anyways, welcome in everyone. Hope you're all doing well on Sunday. It's a little cloudy today, just a little bit, but it's supposed to be raining like next week or something. I don't know. Anyways, as you all read from the title, we're actually going to be doing something a little bit different as far as the live stream goes. So like, I had this idea that I would read or like play Twisted Metal Head On Extra Twisted Edition, play the Twisted Metal Lost game, and basically like talk about the bios that were written and just give my own input and thoughts on them and what works and what doesn't work, that sort of thing. It's a very different type of way to do a stream, but I feel like it's kind of like a book club in a way, like a book club. And I think this is going to be interesting. I think this is going to be a really good way to discuss Twisted Metal characters and get a good idea of what I think of these bios, and hopefully this goes well. I'm really looking forward to this one. 5 people watching and I don't see any chat. Well, then again, it's like Sunday, it's lunchtime. I bet people are eating right now. Fine by me. Someone will show up eventually. But I'm going to give y'all a few minutes to, get settled in, and I guess I'll talk about a few things before I get started because I don't even have my controller on yet. I have to turn it on and then start PCSX2 so I can, you know, start playing Twisted Metal Head On Extra Twisted Edition. I'm pretty excited because I want to talk about the bios and just kind of not really spoil anything. I'm going to keep some stuff secret, obviously, for my series, Twisted Metal Harbor City Stories. Hello Manslaughter 012 or 012. Hello Justin. What are your thoughts on Twisted Metal 3 and 4 coming to PS5? It's a step in the right direction. I'll say that much. It's not as, exciting as a new game, but at least it shows that Sony hasn't completely forgotten about Twisted Metal. So it's a step in the right direction, especially Twisted Metal 3 and 4. I love those games. And it seems like they're finally getting some love after all these years. So, yeah, I have pretty positive thoughts about that. Welcome in, Manslaughter. Hope you're doing well today. Uh, Glad you're here. You've spoken a little bit before. You're consistently comment. That's pretty good. And I see you on Vicarious Nick streams, and that's really cool. Because I actually didn't think you would be on there, but you are. So that's cool. Anyways, welcome in, everyone. I'm a little tired still, but I've got enough energy to talk about this stuff in Twisted Metal Lost. And then we'll probably play like a tournament playthrough of Lost and maybe Head On, because I know Head On's like a pretty... It's not the worst thing ever, it's a little too easy for my taste. Like, compared to Twisted Metal Black, Head On is just a chill Sunday type of game, so that's why, it's kind of it's a really chill game. Very, very easy. Even on hard mode, it's kind of easy, but you can still die, of course, but it's not... I don't know. But I enjoy playing it. It's like my third favorite in the series. Third. First being Twisted Metal Black, obviously, and second being Twisted Metal 4. And then third favorite is Twisted Metal Head On, Twisted Metal Lost. Pretty much the same game. And y'all, let me know if my music's too loud or too quiet, and I will change the settings. Because I know how to do this a little bit. But, if the music's too quiet, I'll turn it up. I see the bars, and it's like very, very slow. Hello, Neosonic19. Nice to see you here. Hey, I just joined the stream, and I remember Dollface aspired to be a vigilante like Raven. Yeah, pretty much. I saw I'm actually gonna try to do that in my story that's coming up. I plan on doing something like that. I actually kind of have the intro thought of a little bit, but yeah, she did aspire to be kind of like the vigilante that punishes the evil men that mess with girls like her or something. So I guess I don't know how it finds them though. I guess she has voodoo dolls too. Well, in the Twisted Metal S2 episodes, um, you know, she kind of had a little Dollface voodoo doll sitting in that guy's truck. Maybe she does have voodoo dolls. Maybe Calypso gave her some like he did with Raven. Manslaughter 012. It's sad that Jaffe isn't excited about to see both of these games on the PS5. He thought he'll also add Small Brawl too, but they didn't. Yeah, according to Nick, Nick said something like he just had a blank stare on his face or something. I think it was Nick who said that. He was like, "Next." I don't know. Just Jaffe isn't the same as he used to be, man. I know he's kind of fallen from grace, and it's sad to see that, but it's fine. People get old and they change, and it's unfortunately how a lot of people in the whether it be the gaming industry, Hollywood, they kind of fall from grace a little bit and they become a different person. So it's very sad to see that he was not excited to see Twisted Metal even be mentioned. It's like he doesn't want nothing to do with it anymore. Oh, see David Jaffe, he'd rather make videos about politics. Yeah, that's how he is. He'd rather talk about politics or some weird cryptic shit and doesn't want to talk about his creation. He used to. He used to talk about Twisted Metal back in like 2020, but he set those freaking videos to members only. Why, Jaffe? Why would you do that? Like, I actually love seeing his input and takes on behind the scenes of what went down when he was making the Twisted Metal 1 endings, the live action endings that they cut. But he put it as members only. I'm like, I used to love watching that. I watched that back in 2020 as comfort during COVID. But now I can't watch it again, but it's fine. Because I ain't going to pay no membership for Jaffe. I can't do that. I can barely afford. Half the time I can't even afford 11 Labs. I have to get money out at the last minute or something. I don't know. But, I mean, it's fine. It's just. I guess I can live without watching it. But it is sad to see that, he's not exactly excited to see Twisted Metal 3 and 4 get put on the PS5. I think it's a step in the right direction. And I'm glad, they even mentioned Twisted Metal. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm also excited for the TV show season 2, obviously. So Twisted Metal is kind of coming back, but there's no official new game, like, besides Angel's game, which is amazing. Everyone, I suggest you go check out Twisted Metal 5, the fan game. Made by Angel V. Vendez. He outdid himself with that whole game. That game is amazing. And I may play it on stream sometime too, if I ever get around to it. Anyway, enough talk. We're going to start the game up. I turn my controller on. And we will start talking about Twisted Metal Lost. And the bio is featured. And I'll explain some stuff about it before I start. Oh, come on. Okay. Turn the music up a little bit. If y'all let me know if the music's too loud. But I think my mic is louder. Anyway, let's start PCSX2, shall we? Oh my god, an update? I just updated it last night, man. Give it a minute, guys. I did play Twisted Metal 2 on PS4, and the big difference that I noticed is the health has been replaced by heart instead of the red cross on the duck station. Yeah, I heard because you can't use a red cross symbol in games anymore, so they had to replace it with hearts. Like, man, I don't know. I'm kind of gonna miss the red cross. I'll be honest. I mean, weren't there like red crosses on like Meat Wagon in 2012? So if they were to bring back Meat Wagon, they couldn't use the red cross. Kind of sad, but things change, and It's unfortunate, but I'm kind of gonna miss the Red Cross. I won't lie. All right, let's fresh boot this thing. All right. All right, I'm gonna shrink down my camera. Oh, a new title card for this video specifically, this stream. But yeah, I made a new title card for the, or a temporary one for this stream specifically. But I'm gonna start the game up now. Y'all let me know if the game's too loud or too quiet. I think it's fine. Just let me know, man. Anyways, here is Twisted Metal Head-On Extra Twist Edition's main menu. I've always liked the transition between the two, the cartoon clown and the dark, more edgy, sinister clown. It looks great. You know, he's like eating. Look at his mouth. It's kind of funny. Anyway, this game is pretty good. I'd say it's pretty good. But let's get Twisted Metal Lost started, and we will start talking about the bios that were written. From what I've heard, and don't quote me on this, because I don't know 100% about this. I heard that like David Jaffe was not supposed to actually direct Harbor City. It was going to be Scott Campbell, and Scott Campbell obviously didn't have. I don't think he had the same storytelling capabilities as David Jaffe, but who knows? He could have made the whole game his vision. He had a better vision. I don't know. But David Jaffe was not supposed to work on Twisted Metal. Which game is that? This is Twisted Metal Head-On Extra Twisted Edition on PlayStation 2. Hey, Circle. Yeah. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So Scott Campbell is going to direct Harbor City. But whenever they canceled Harbor City, they had David Jaffe like write some bios for the characters for Twisted Metal Black, like some. But I heard it was like written like on a weekend or something. Like he didn't put much thought into it, but some of them are pretty strange. Some are okay and interesting. Others are like, what the hell is David Jaffe thinking? You know. But yeah, we're gonna start Twisted Metal Lost. So here we go. The Twisted Metal Lost level, or the Lost levels of Twisted Metal Black 2. And basically this explains that, you know, in 2003 they started working on a sequel to Twisted Metal Black called Twisted Metal Harbor City. And like there was going to be like the levels were going to be connected by freeways that would allow players to experience a seamless Twisted Metal streaming world or whatever. But this thing also says, this intro also says like on March 13th, 2005, 6 of the members who worked on it died in a plane crash while on a skiing trip to Colorado. And like it says 2 years later on March 13th, 2007, they had like a note come to the Sony's office or something. And like they said, hey, let us let the world see what we finished. And obviously this is what came of it. This is Twisted Metal Lost, and I think they made David Jaffe write the bios to kind of fill in what they had in mind. I don't know. But obviously they did not really die. The people in the plane, this is apparently a hoax from what I've heard. The people, this is actually supposed to be a reference to the TV show Lost, which had a plane crash. And yeah, so I'm like, I was surprised to see that. Like, oh, why would you put this in a game where people are going to buy it and see it? But it's an urban legend. It's not really real. Apparently, this is all a hoax. Anyway, here's Twisted Metal Lost's glorious main menu. I love the artwork in the background, man. This is apparently artwork of the unused level called City of the Dead or something like that. But I'm not sure what I'm gonna do first. Make sure the music isn't too loud. Okay, it's not. If the music's too loud, let me know, because I can hear it more than my voice. On Nick's stream, I saw that the canceled Twisted Metal on the PS5 was going to have on-foot sections like Call of Duty or Gears of War. But it feels off in the process. Really? Yeah, I've never really gotten much into the Fire Sprite Studios canceled title. I never really looked into it, but I heard about it. And if that's true, I don't know what they were gonna do with that. Probably some Fortnite type stuff. That's what I heard, though. I heard it's like gonna be like a freaking battle royale type thing based on Fortnite or similar to Fortnite. But that's interesting to know. They're gonna have on-foot sections and a Twisted Metal game. And this game was gonna have on-foot sections, but I feel like it would have worked a little bit if they would have made it, obviously make it optional or separate. I don't know. Kind of like Mortal Kombat with their multiple modes, and Mortal Kombat Armageddon, I believe, it had multiple different modes. And they had like a Mario Kart knockoff called Mortal Kombat Kart MK. Anyway, let's get to the bio, shall we? Oh wait, we weren't supposed to see that yet. I'm gonna go challenge mode. Now, if y'all notice some of the characters and vehicles look different, that's because I've got some retextures on, some retexture mods. And, so you'll see some cars look different, most notably John Doe's Roadkill. I made it black with flames. Look at that, man. I think that's pretty cool. But we're not here for the vehicles, we're actually here for the bios. But just take a moment to look at what I created, man. A black Roadkill with flames. I mean, it's similar to Sid Burn from Vigilante 8, but still pretty neat. Still pretty neat. I'm glad I did that. But this is Twisted Metal Lost, and we're going to read up on all the bios. So, we're going to start out with John Doe, driver of Roadkill. Now, as you all remember, in Twisted Metal Black at the very end, reminds me of 2012 Roadkill. Yeah, because that one was also a car with flames on it. I think it was a Camaro. But, yeah, I think it's pretty neat. I think it's pretty neat how I can retexture some of these vehicles and get some good ideas. I can do it with Twisted Metal 4 as well. I've done more for Twisted Metal 4 than this game, as a matter of fact. And I didn't do all of them. Some of them were done by my good friend Lugsy, also known as Red Baron. He made a few of them, like the Crazy 8 police car. He made that one. Though, of course, I kind of touched up on it a little bit, made the black a little bit more dark gray. And he also did the custom Hammerhead based on the Harbor City model. So yeah, Lugsy's a pretty good guy. Shout out to him. I love when he releases something like that. And I started doing my own because of him, that I've discovered it. So thank you, Lugsy, Red Baron. You're a great guy. Anyways, let's move on to the bio, shall we? So as I was saying, Twisted Metal Black at the very end, John Doe finds out he was a FBI agent because he had amnesia. Then Calypso kills him. He shoots him down, and he was apparently dead. Well, according to David Jaffe, his excuse to put John Doe in this, because I think they just want to reuse all the portraits from Twisted Metal Black to save time. I'm pretty sure that's what they were doing with this, but because this is obviously a Twisted Metal Black screenshot from the actual Twisted Metal Black, but it just put it in a little square. So according to David Jaffe's take on this, an undercover cop trying to bring down the Twisted Metal contest. The original John Doe was killed by Calypso at the very end of Twisted Metal Black. Rumor is Midtown PD has a whole team of John Does, all with the same mission, to take down Calypso. I feel like this idea is interesting. Like, yeah, John Doe may not have been the most iconic from Twisted Metal Black, but he was good enough to be in the TV show, so people probably would want him to return. Or they would have wanted him to return in the sequel. So, pretty much what this is getting at is that there's like a clone or something of John Doe driving this car, and I feel like that kind of works. It kind of works, as long as you get someone to make the clones. As you all saw in my version of this story from Twisted Metal Harbor City Stories, episode 2, called John Doe's Second Chance, I kind of explored this idea a little bit with the John Doe clones created by Dr. Becker. Now, looking back on that video, I kind of wish I would have done more with the whole cloning aspect, because it feels like I'm focused more on building up the friendship between John Doe and Detective Lance Wilder, which is a new character I introduced, and I need to use him again at some point. I plan on it. But, yeah, it's just John Doe being cloned, I think is a pretty neat idea. And now, as y'all remember, this car was originally like a green color. In Twisted Metal Harbor City, it was like a more like solid green without the little rusty spots. I don't know what that was about. It looked very weird, but I like, the vehicle. Of course, you can't see the green version right now because I got the texture on, but yeah, just John Doe being cloned, I think is neat. It kind of works, but it's just like I said. This is all written on a weekend by David Jaffe, and I don't know. It was something he did. It was something he did, and I'll admit some of these ideas are interesting. Others are like, eh. This is probably one of the. This is okay though. Next up, we have. LOL, when I first discovered your channel, I thought the stories were real. They were pretty good. I figured it out through the comment section. Yeah, but if you read the title, it says fan-made concept at the end usually. So yeah, they're not real. These are all fan-made. These are all just my stories, like my version of Twisted Metal Black. But I'm glad you like my videos, man. I appreciate it. I work really hard on them, and yeah, none of them are real. They're all crafted, made by me, and I pretty much confirm that. Like I never pose them as the real thing. They've always been fan-made concepts. They've never been official stories for Twisted Metal. They're just something I decided to do, and when it started taking off, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna keep doing it then, because it started out as an experiment, and it actually wasn't gonna stick until I figured out people like it. So anyways, next up is Crazy 8. If you can tell, I have the Police Crazy 8 mod on, and No Face is not in the portrait. It says No Face, but that's actually my OC, the Commissioner, in the portrait. So yeah, it's but let's ignore the police part and let's think about, because this doesn't have the bio, unfortunately, for the Commissioner in here. I don't know how to change the text, and I'm not sure how much I would have to do just to change it all. So, but yeah, this is a pretty cool mod I have on, and Police Crazy 8 looks so cool. It's based on a piece of concept art of Crazy 8 from Twisted Metal Black before they changed it to the red coupe with the 8 on the sides. It was originally a police coupe. Is he the new Outlaw? Manslaughter, not really. I have, what was I about to say? I have, like, multiple Outlaws in my series. This is based on the Harbor City Stories series, and this is, like, the third Outlaw, actually. This is the leader of the Lawmen. The main Outlaw is, or Outlaw 1, the SWAT vehicle, and then Outlaw 2, using the Roman numerals, is, the police car from Harbor City. So I have two Outlaws and then the Commissioner's car, which is like a side vehicle that looks like Crazy 8. But nah, he's not really the new Outlaw. He's more like the leader of the Outlaws, if you know what I mean. He's the leader of the Lawmen, just like Agent Stone was in the TV show. But it's an interesting look. I mean, I like it looks interesting and looks different for a Crazy 8, but let's ignore that picture and ignore the car for now, and let's read about No Face, shall we? So car, Crazy 8, driver's No Face. Y'all remember I did a story for No Face back in like October. I think it was. Yeah, October, maybe November. No, November with Mr. Grimm. But No Face is obsessed with rebuilding his mutilated mug. Tracking and killing those he deems evil, he steals the eyes and tongues of his victims. He struggles to create a new face for himself, one that will allow him to smile at his baby daughter without making her burst into tears. After 8 years, still no luck. Yeah, so No Face was apparently going to be like this guy who takes people's eyes and tongues and tries to rebuild his face, because that doctor took out his eyes and tongues after he lost a bet on him. Oh, hey AD, nice to see you here. I love your Harbor City stories. You think that anyone could finish Harbor City, and who is working on it? It's hard to say. Now, we've had some channels pop up showing these builds, like back in 2020. I heard rumors that they were trying to work on it, but I honestly don't know if anyone's going to finish Harbor City. That's a good question. I'm not sure if we'll ever see the answer until the proof is in the pudding, like we see a trailer or someone just releases it out of nowhere. But I would hope so. Like, I want to see a game like this, but with all the vehicles from Twisted Metal Head On, Lost, and the Harbor City build, like the Pit Viper and old pickup. And I want to see them completed. If Angel can make a game from scratch within like a year, then why not Harbor City, you know? Harbor City, if Angel can do that, anything is possible at this point, you know? That's a good question. I really hope. I really hope we get to see a more complete Harbor City or like a fan-made complete build or something, man. Anything for this game. Hello, Judah and John Texan 05. Welcome in. What up, man? Nothing much, man. I'm just reading up on the Twisted Metal Lost bios and giving my own input on them. Sorry I'm late. I took a huge... John, that's a little bit too much information. I just had to tell you that I graduate tomorrow. Can someone honestly tell me what you did I just miss? You haven't missed much. It was just me talking about what we're doing today. I'm just going to be reading up on the Twisted Metal Lost bios and giving my input and original thoughts on them. Or personal thoughts. Not original. Personal. Anyway, back to No Face and the Dookie thing, man. Man, that's a little bit too TMI. But anyway. So, when I made the No Face story for Harbor City Stories, I kind of stuck with this theme, but I added Severed Salmon to the mix to make him have, like, a friend, you know, someone that helps him. Welcome in, Darius. What's up, buddy? Nothing much, man. Just reading the Twisted Metal Lost bios and kind of covering their, giving my input on them. But in Twisted Metal Harbor City Stories, I kind of explored this. I mean, I had No Face have a daughter. He wanted to keep her from bursting into tears, and he was taking eyes and tongues, and he was also getting help from Severed Sam in my version. The only thing I didn't include in my version of this in Harbor City Stories was the 8 years thing. Like, bro, it's been 8 years. It just feels confusing. I don't know. Did No Face get mutilated 8 years before the events of, or 6 years before the events of Twisted Metal Black, and then it marks 8 years, or I don't know, because apparently it's a baby daughter, and if you're 8 years old, you're not a baby. Like, I took that out of the story because it made zero sense. They could have easily taken the 8 years thing out, and it would have been fine. But I do think this idea has potential. You know, I added Severed Salmon to the mix to make him have like a dual ending and dual story, you know, connected. But No Face, you know, being obsessed with rebuilding his face, yeah, that's probably the next logical thing after he got his revenge. And, yeah, if y'all are wondering, if those who are just now coming in, yes, I have a mod on that shows Police Crazy 8 and the Commissioner's face in place of No Face and the regular Crazy 8. Alright, I had to get me a swig of water real quick. My throat's getting a little dry, you know. Anyway, I think No Face's story in here is fine. It's just the 8 years thing does feel kind of confusing. Because it says baby daughter. It says it right there. Baby daughter. After 8 years, still no luck. Like, they could have taken that last sentence out. That's all I'm going to say. Then again, David Jaffe wrote this without much thought. That's probably why. 12-pack lost his head. Yep, we're going to get to him in a bit. I have him unlocked, and I can read up on him, too. Now, this here is the best, in my opinion, the best bio on Twisted Metal Lost. The one for Mr. Grimm. Mr. Grimm's bio is really awesome in this game, and I'm glad I kind of did the idea justice in my version. Like, I did take directly from this bio. Car, Mr. Grimm. Driver, Mr. Grimm. Doesn't get much more simplistic than that. Grimm's taste for human flesh is not abated. Grimm's sanity has not returned. He now spends his nights racing through the streets of Midtown, searching for his next meal. Hey, old boy, aren't you, that B-Man guy on Instagram? Because your profile picture looks familiar. Are you B-Man? Or Blair or whatever? I forgot if it's B-Man or Blair. I can't remember. Something like that, on Instagram. His sanity has not returned. He now spends his nights racing through the streets of Midtown. Though in my version I said, man, I'm say Harbor City, because, you know, it's Harbor City. Searching for his next meal. Speaking to the rotting skull of his dead friend that he wears as a helmet. In recent years, he's begun to think that he may actually be the Grim Reaper. That is you. Okay, yeah, that's good to know. Manslaughter 012 asks, when I checked on the fan-made cutscenes for Minion in Black, I thought on how it would look in the actual game. It ended up looking good. Yeah, but like, I'm pretty sure the actual game story would have been 10 times better. They had more money. They had more ideas. I'm pretty sure they would have had a different voice. But I'm glad you approve of the Twisted Metal uh, Black Minion story I did about a year ago. So I'm glad you approve, and I'm glad it looked good to you. I personally thought it was alright. I mean, I could have done a little bit better in some aspects, but for the most part, it's probably one of my best videos. No wonder it has 10K views. But not trying to brag or anything, just putting that out there. Anyways, so this bio is probably the best that was featured in Twisted Metal Lost. Like, I even used some of the bio in my story where he says, my taste for human flesh is not abated, my sanity has not returned, and now I spend my nights racing through the streets of Harbor City, searching for my next meal. I took that directly from the bio, and it worked really well for the story I did for Mr. Grimm back in November. I think Mr. Grimm's story is my second favorite I've done so far, next to Raven. So, speaking of Raven, here we have her, Raven, the driver of Shadow. The purple hearse with the souls of, dead people in the back whispering. Very interesting car and driver. So let's read up on her, shall we? Car Shadow, driver Raven. Raven drives a haunted hearse filled with the vengeful souls of the dead that it once carried. Using her powerful voodoo dolls, she has become a hero to the people of Midtown, an urban legend who protects the innocent from the freaks and killers who roam the streets of this cursed city. Yeah, there's 12-pack be like Jif. Yeah, okay. Anyways, this bio doesn't have much to go on as far as her wish goes, but when I did the story, obviously I made her want to bring Kelly back from the dead, since that's what. She probably should have done that in the original game, but she chose revenge or something, or Calypso offered her revenge, really. But this time, Calypso's power has grown, and she's got the voodoo dolls, and she protects people from the killers and freaks who roam Harbor City. It keeps saying Midtown in these bios because I don't know why. It was supposed to take place in Harbor City. It's just they put Midtown there for some reason. Probably because, like I said, David Jaffe wrote this. He had no idea it was Harbor City. He wrote it on a weekend, man. He didn't put much thought into it, but it was pretty cool. I think this is like the second best bio in the game. But again, there's not much to go on. It's just telling how Raven became a hero, a vigilante type person who, protects people with the voodoo dolls, and but I think it's decent. It just doesn't give much of a reason of her to enter the contest. You know what I mean? She it just doesn't say much about what her motivations are. But other than that, I like the idea of her being a hero and having those voodoo dolls, because she's one of the more sane ones from Twisted Metal Black. She probably didn't even belong in Blackfield Asylum. She probably didn't even belong in there, but her parents put her in there. I can't put GIF. Yeah, there's no GIFs on YouTube, unfortunately. I wish there was, but then again, someone might send in something weird like a picture. Because, oh my god, TikTok comments have gotten out of hand, man. They implemented pictures, and people have been posting some nasty stuff on there. Just nasty, nasty stuff. I'm like, why? Why y'all posting that in the comment section? So, yeah, you can't put GIFs on YouTube. It's unfortunate, but I think Twitch maybe lets you do that. I don't know. I don't know much about Twitch, but anyway, this was Shadow's story. I did pretty good with hers. I like the club scene mainly. I love producing the club scene for this story. That thunder? Did y'all hear that? Oh shit! Yeah, it's supposed to rain. I gotta get my cat in. It's gonna be in the dark. Anyway, this was Shadow. Here we have the preacher's ghost, driven by Brimstone. Yes, I have a custom portrait of same picture that was used. Troll Pack be like that one scene, cars crash scene. Yeah, car crash. Yep. I unless you're talking about the car crash from Cars 3. In that case, yeah, I definitely get what you're referencing. I kind of use that like as a stock footage, that little teaser of the original Cars 3 promo or whatever for Sever Sam's Crash. Hey, will you ever release your Harbor City Stories video as a download? I would love to have those because I collect TM stuff. Honestly, it'd be a lot of gigabytes, but yeah, maybe I can do that. I'll I'll keep that. I'll get back to you on that. I probably will try to do that. Maybe when more of the episodes are done, just to make sure. Because I want to kind of have an archive of them for myself too. Because all the years of work I put into them, yeah, I'd really like to. Have them archived and share them with people. So yeah, I'll get back to you on the AD. But thank you for the request. I appreciate that. Anyway, let's read up on the preacher's bio. Car Brimstone driver preacher. This rejected evangelist took his own life at the end of Twisted Metal Black. Rejected by heaven and hell, Jebediah's spirit now roams the earth, searching for those who wronged him. Locals say if you see Jebediah's ghost, you will be dead from a car accident within a year. Again, when I did the Harbor City Stories video, I kind of took the obviously I used a bio for the part of the story, and yeah, I think this is probably one of the more interesting ones, like having more supernatural elements added to the world of Twisted Metal Black, like an original Twisted Metal game, where they had ghosts driving cars. This is no exception. I mean, it's the preacher coming back as a ghost because at the end of Twisted Metal Black, he jumped off the building because he had guilt. He was guilty of doing some horrible things in a church. He hurt people. He killed a baby. So no wonder he got rejected by heaven and hell, and now he's just a ghost. And the car accident thing, I feel like it was worth putting in the story, but obviously they could have taken that out. It just feels kind of not really cringe, just like oh yeah, this is like an urban legend. Ooh, boo, scary. Obviously it's a video game. Obviously, I'm gonna shrink my camera a little bit. Give me a second. There we go. But back to what I was saying. Yeah, I like the idea of the preacher being a ghost. I think it's really neat. The preacher's ghost is what I call it. I know it says preacher down there, but I'd like to put preacher's ghost if I could. The preacher's ghost. Kind of like, the ghost of Old Man Jones. Old Man Jones. Jebediah Sullivan Jones is what I fan and call him as his real name. Jebediah Sullivan Jones. Because Sullivan, I think, is a biblical name. So I'm like, you know what? That'd be cool. Hey, Ronald. Hey, Justin. I really like what you've done with 11 Labs, and kudos for having Calypso sound like Tony J. Have you considered making a Twisted Metal 4 ending for Kiyu Sugar Dust? No. I'm not doing that, man. I probably could if I wanted to, but my thing is I'm not going to try to combine Honey Pop with Twisted Metal. I mean, we saw anime portraits and my older videos for Twisted Metal fan-made cutscenes, but I'm not sure about doing other anime-type characters. I'm kind of toning those down, But that's hilarious. And thanks for the support and what I've done with 11 Labs. Yeah, I'm just using it to my advantage, really. Like, I know it's not as good as a voice actor, but I'm trying, And the improvements on 11 Labs have been noticeable. Like, when I first started, they sounded kind of rough. Before I hop off, I'll be doing a full TM4 playthrough to celebrate the game coming to PS5. Can I use the fan-made endings and the fan-made bios to look complete, just like I did with Twisted Metal Black? Absolutely, Manslaughter. Go for it, man. Now, I don't know when Sweet Tooth ending is going to be done or made. So, Just keep that in mind, because I know Sweet Tooth needs an ending still whenever you do the Sweet Tooth playthrough. But yeah, you can absolutely use them for use the boss endings and whatever else you want to use. The fan made bios, I support that, and it would make the game feel more complete, like you did with Twisted Metal Black. So yeah, you have my permission, man. My full permission to do whatever you want with the Twisted Metal 4 playthrough, and I wish you luck on that, man. So yeah, you have my blessing. Jesus Christ, freaking loud ass thunder. I gotta get Tommy in, but hope the internet doesn't go down. Anyway, so yeah, like I was saying about Jebediah's ghost, sorry about that. Got distracted a little bit, but I like this idea of him being a ghost. Awesome. Good goings, man. Thank you. Hey, Mr. Dark, once you almost run your live stream, I was just wondering about the characters and backstories for Kelly, Pale Rider, and Granny Dark Night Hag. Well, Kelly driving Night Pale Rider. I didn't know about that. I actually wasn't gonna do that. I was gonna do another character, but Pale Rider, Kelly. I like that. I don't have much information on some of those backstories because they haven't been fully developed yet. I'm trying to work on other characters right now for Harbor City. Pale Rider and Granny Dark are supposed to be in Season 3, Twisted Metal Apocalypse. So, it's going to be a while. But I want to say Granny Dark has... Obviously, I introduced her already, but she's going to look a little bit different next time you see her, I think. She's going to look more terrifying. But I don't have much to say about that, really. But I do have some updates regarding the Twisted Metal Harbor City characters, like Axel. I'm going to be doing him after Dollface. Axel's a staple in the Twisted Metal series, and Twisted Metal Black is just as, I think he's alright in Twisted Metal Black. I don't mind that he's a little bit different. He wasn't put in there by his father. I like the idea of him torturing himself, and he has, his feet are dragging against the hot concrete. He's just punishing himself because of his depression, and his wife got killed by Sweet Tooth. He feels guilty. So it's yeah, I like that idea. It's just a different take. I like the little tube coming out of his head too. I don't know what that's about. Maybe it's supposed to help him see. That's probably why he has the sunglasses on. I don't know. Let's read his bio. Oh, what kind of cards would you like to see in a future Car Combat game? I'd really like to see a train and a tractor. I feel like trains and tractors could go good in car combat. I had an idea for a Twisted Metal train called Armageddon, and a tractor character I called, a long time ago I created a tractor character called Ultimatum, which, it's like a big green tractor driven by a farmer. And I feel like that would work in a regular Twisted Metal game. Not Billy Ray, it'd just be like a different farmer character. But yeah, a train and a tractor would be really nice in Twisted Metal. I think that would work if it's implemented right. Because I think a train would be very confusing for programmers, I bet. Because it's it goes on tracks. Unless it's off the rails, I don't know. But good question, good question. So here's Axel's bio on Twisted Metal Lost. Again, with Mr. Grimm, Axel is the driver and it's the car. Weird. Axel is still egging over the murder of his wife. Feeling her death was his fault, he chooses to stay strapped to the wheels, his feet dragging against the hot asphalt, ripped apart, bleeding, and causing him tremendous pain. One day he hopes he will have done his penance and the spirit of his wife will forgive him. I like this one. I really do. I really do like this one. So, I haven't done Axel's story in Harbor City yet, but I plan on it after Dollface, as a matter of fact. So, reading this again kind of refreshes my memory. So, whenever I do the Harbor City Stories episode for Axel, I'm going to use this. This is a very solid story for a sequel. His wish is to see his wife for one last time, and I hope she forgives him for letting her die. And I think it would be a very, very good way to wrap up this character's arc and maybe introduce a new Axel like the one MK1 Monster Arc gave me, because he gave me an idea for Axel in Gave me an idea for Axel and Twisted Metal Harbor City, but I think I'm going to use it for Twisted Metal Apocalypse instead, where Axel was like a victim of like an experiment gone wrong by his father, and now he's stuck in wheels. I kind of forgot, but I have to go back and read it. It was a really, really good pitch for Axel's story, and I think I'm going to use it in Twisted Metal Apocalypse, because I'm going to use this for Harbor City. MK1 Monster Rock, if you're watching, I love your idea, man. I really do appreciate you giving me that idea for Axel, and I'll be sure to use it in Season 3. But this is what I'm going to use for Season 2, Harbor City stories. But yeah, he's still aching over the murder of his wife, and my version is that he didn't actually kill Sweet Tooth. He, like, closed his eyes and started crying, or he was, like, crying and he couldn't see, and he shot Sweet Tooth in non-vital areas. He thought he killed him, but you can't actually kill Sweet Tooth like that. He's too strong. But yeah, he's like still strapped between the wheels, dragging his feet against the hot asphalt, just ripping himself apart, causing him pain. He's just, because he's punishing himself for his wife dying. It's very sad, very emotional, and I really am looking forward to exploring this side of the character in the sequel to Twisted Metal, the Twisted Metal Black fan-made interpretation I did about a year and a half ago. So yeah, I'm going to be doing a sequel to that in this style. Very, very sad and shocking story, really. Dark Side, driven by Dollface. This is the one I'm currently working on. And this one is weird, man. This is a very, very weird bio to read. Like, first of all, it kind of ignores the fact that she was an adult already when she was put into this doll mask. And second, it's just weird. I don't know. I like how they, just... Hi there. Hey, Super Weapons. Nice to see you, man. Hope you're doing well on this Sunday. Yeah, we're just reading the Twisted Metal Lost bios, and I'm up to Dollface now. The next character on the blacklist, as John called it. Don Texan once called it the blacklist. I think that's pretty cool. I'm going down a blacklist of characters I want to cover for the Twisted Metal Harbor City stories. Dollface A, makes my day for you to discuss Twisted Metal. Yeah, I figured this would be a good way to, kind of get some discussion going and kind of explore some of the stuff that was written for Twisted Metal Lost on a Weekend by David Jaffe. And giving my own input and thoughts on them. So, yeah. Hey, Justin, you used my character Holy Roller for your Brimstone story. Will he return in any way or of the other videos? Yes. Holy Roller is supposed to make an appearance in the Sweet Torment spin-off series. It's about Sweet Tooth, the on-foot sections of as Sweet Tooth, but like as a web series. It's like a Sweet Tooth spin-off series called the Sweet Torment, obviously meant to take from the Sweet Tour. So, yeah, Holy Roller is supposed to be driven by the Holy Men or various members. There's going to be multiple Holy Rollers, actually. And they're going to be driven by the various members of the Holy Men. And there's going to be an episode where Sweet Tooth chases Brimstone, called Chase the Mole. And Holy Roller is supposed to make an appearance at some point in that video. So, yes, AD, I will be using Holy Roller again, because I love that creation of yours, man. Very creative. It's like another Brimstone, and I feel like it fits well with Brimstone's character to have like followers who drive the Holy Roller. So yeah, I love your character, man. Thank you for the question. I wonder what Dollface will wish for this time. Just curious. I have the answer to that. I'm gonna try not to spoil too much of it, but basically she's gonna kind of wish for the cure for her head to stop growing, maybe. I think that's what I'm going to do. I had a story like this a long time ago where she just wishes to be cured, but we'll see about that. Choosing to stay locked in her doll mask, this once young girl has become a young woman. While her body and skull grow bigger, the mask does not yield. The crushing pressure on her brain has begun to take its toll. Yeah, I feel like this idea is really, really out there. David Jaffe was whacked out of his mind when he wrote this. Because first of all, Dollface was already a grown woman when they put her in the mask. Mr. Creel, she worked for Mr. Creel, and Mr. Creel was obviously her employer. She just graduated college. And so she was at least 20-something at the time. And then when she was put in the mask for 7 years, she's at least 30-something years old, dude. Not a little girl that grew up on the mask. But the beta version did have her as a little girl. She was like 12 years old or something when her father put her in the mask. But they had to change it because they didn't want the child, you know, the thing about the child being, you know, tormented. That was too much to put in Twisted Metal Black, so they had to change it to her being a college graduate, which I think it works. It's a little bit out there, especially with Mr. Creel punishing her like that. Like, why did you punish her like that, dude? You're so weird. He probably a perverted old man, if anything. I'm assuming he put the gimp suit on her too. That's probably going to be showing up in the Dollface story that's coming up. But, like, yeah, I think he did something really bad to her. That's why she's so damaged, man. I think he did more than just lock her in the mask. I think he tortured her, like, horribly. But I don't know why that retcon this in Twisted Metal lost. Yeah, I don't know neither. I think David Jaffe just forgot. Because, like I said, he wrote this on a weekend, and he was probably, you know, probably smoking a lot of weed or some shit or something. He was probably doing some drugs. And what can I come up with for that isn't a video about politics? Oh, I'm gonna write this. Okay, let me write this for Sony. And he just put it together all this weird stuff to make it seem like these characters were legit gonna be in the game. We don't know that for a fact, though. We don't know that for a fact. She works for that old man in a college theater. How come? Well, I don't know if it was a theater. I think it was like a. It was more like a. He was like a craftsman. Maybe he did do theater stuff. I don't know. That's a good question, John. Maybe that's something because he made puppets and stuff. You see puppets in the background. He also apparently made Sweet Tooth's mask. Maybe Sweet Tooth was getting his mask done for him from him. I don't know. But yeah, like it's just they kind of retcon the original story with kind of use the beta version of Dollface for this. But the idea of her having severe brain damage and having her head kind of swell up kind of works in a way. It's just because she's not in the asylum anymore. She's not being treated for her brain damage, so maybe like there's some like fluid building up in her head, and it makes her. I can imagine how painful that must be. So poor girl, man, poor girl. But I'm going to kind of explore these ideas in my upcoming episode of Twisted Metal Harbor City Stories. Dollface is a character I've always wanted to do, and I'm going to be doing her next. And then it'll be Axel, and then the next one after this, Outlaw 1, or just a regular Outlaw. Because I'm going to be putting two Outlaws in the series. Outlaw the SWAT vehicle, and Outlaw the police car. Here we have Outlaw driven by Agent Stone. This one's really weird. This one is so out there. I don't know what David Jaffe was thinking when he wrote this. But according to Outlaw of the SWAT vehicle, his bio, Outlaw, driver, Agent Stone. Caught in a time loop at the end of Twisted Metal Black, Agent Stone is forever forced to relive the night he won the Twisted Metal contest. Each night he stands before Calypso, prepared to be redeemed. And each night ends with a bullet straight through the brain. For Agent Stone, there is no escape. I wonder why Outlaw 2 and Carl and Jamie have become corrupt cops. It's going to be shown in Outlaw 2's story. I have to, because they have their own motivations, They do work for the commissioner, but they have their own motivations. They're kind of corrupt, so is the commissioner, so it's like, we'll explore that. We'll definitely explore that aspect in the Outlaw 2 story after this one. But back to Agent Stone. First of all, how the hell is he in the contest if he's stuck in a time loop? Like, seriously, that's weird. Second of all, like, if he's competing, like, if he knows what's going to happen, why is he even bothering? So, my thoughts are that, like, if they were to put the SWAT vehicle back in Twisted Metal Harbor City, they would have to change the driver. That's what I plan on doing in my version. So Agent Stone will be caught in a time loop. He's going to be caught in, like, an infinite loop where he's, like, being shot by the gun that killed him, or the bullet that killed him, in slow motion. And it's going to be going through his brain in slow-mo, and it's going to be repeated, like, kind of like Stefano Valentini's little method of, taking those pictures in Evil Within 2. Kind of like that. But I'm going to change the main driver to another character that's similar to Black Razor from the driver of Warhawk. I think that's the Twisted Metal TV series, but I thought you were referring to maybe. TV series. I'm actually. I don't think so. I wasn't really talking about the series. I'm mainly talking about the Twisted Metal Lost bios that were featured in Twisted Metal Head on the Extra Twisted edition. Anyway, I'm not sure what you mean by that. Kind of sorry about that. I got a little confused. But yeah, like Agent Stone being caught in a time loop, I think could work. Just recontextualize it. You know, have another driver sent on a rescue mission to save him. Black enter Black Sorcerer. This is a new character. It's a new character I plan on introducing. If you all remember the end of the Warhawk story I did, there's a guy who shows up. He's like, Razor, you're real. Oh, it's because of Carl and Jamie being corrupt. Yeah. I actually had that idea a long time ago before the TV show even came out. Oh shit! Severe thunderstorm warning. Oh damn. It's because of Carl. Yeah. But yeah, I'm kind of glad they did that in the show too. But I kind of had the idea from Officer Tenpenny and Pulaski from San Andreas. That's kind of where the idea came from. But yeah, them being corrupt in the TV show kind of influenced that too. I mean, and the commissioner is kind of like Agent Stone from the TV show. He leads the lawmen, so it's kind of like my version of them, really. But yeah, kind of like that. Good point. And aren't you excited about that Twisted Metal 3 and Twisted Metal 4 favorite game next to TM Black are finally coming to PS4 and PS5? Yeah, I said that at the beginning of the stream. I think it's a step in the right direction. Like, Sony has not acknowledged Twisted Metal for a while, and I'm just glad they're at least showing Twisted Metal 3 and 4, especially 4, some love after all these years. And it's a step in the right direction. Let's hope they can pump a new game out. I really like that. And I like that idea. Yeah, I know the Agent Stone having, maybe like someone who associated with him or like helped him. I don't know. Maybe Black Sorcerer was the guy who saved him from his childhood home burning down. I don't know. But yeah, I have a new driver idea. You saw him at the end of the Warhawk story. He's gonna get his own full story after Axel. So we got Dollface next, followed by Axel, and then Outlaw, the SWAT vehicle, Outlaw 1 or just regular Outlaw. And I think the idea of him being stuck in a time loop and being like slowly getting shot in the head multiple times and like Stefano Valentini type shit from Evil Within 2 works. Like, if you can recontextualize the time loop thing, make like a new driver, it would work. And have Black Sorcerer be sent on a rescue mission. That's what I plan on doing for Twisted Metal Harbor City stories. Now, there's some characters in this game that are in Harbor City but aren't in this game, like Outlaw 2 or the police cruiser. They recycled that for Head On, and they changed the car a little bit. And I'm glad they're releasing past TM games for its 30th anniversary this year. Yeah, Twisted Metal turns 30 this year. That's amazing. That's awesome. I like that. It's an old game, man. Makes people feel old just knowing that. I bet Nick feels old for just realizing that, hey, it's been 30 years since Twisted Metal 1 came out. 30 freaking years. That's 3 decades. Anyways, if you can tell, I got my custom Goldtooth retexture on. I made a custom retexture for Sweet Tooth. Make it look like my version of Goldtooth, who's going to be featured in Twisted Metal Harbor City stories. Yellow Sweet Tooth with red eyes, essentially. It's a lot better than the regular Goldtooth, in my opinion. Just because the window and the machine guns aren't covered in gold, because they lazily put it looks like cheese, cheese melted onto the car. Anyway, here's Sweet Tooth, the iconic clown everybody knows from Twisted Metal. Now, the first episode of Harbor City Stories was about this guy. Looking back at Twisted Metal Harbor City Stories, Episode 1, I wish I would have done a little bit more with it. Because, then again, there's not much to go on in this bio. It says, car, Sweet Tooth, driver, Needles Kane. A serial killer on the streets of Midtown looking for his next victim. His brother, the driver of Yellow Jacket, is trying to kill him before the deranged clown can kill another innocent. That's all we get. It's very, very bare bones, I guess. Because it doesn't even mention Becker. It doesn't mention that he was supposed to have an on-foot section. It goes more into detail about Yellow Jacket's motivations, if anything. There was nothing much to go off of. Yeah, he's a serial killer looking for his victims, and I did show that, but there wasn't much to go on. That's why I like, you know what? Let's just have a 15-minute pilot pretty much for Harbor City Stories, and so let's establish Becker. Let's show that Sweet Tooth had a chip in his back of his head, and then have him drive off at the end and set up mission mode. That's what I did for the Sweet Tooth story, and now we're gonna have a whole Sweet Tooth spinoff that makes Sweet Tooth feel more complete and have more motivations for killing Becker. I just want John. I just wonder if Yellow Tooth is Taco Tooth. Taco Tooth? That's hilarious. I may as well make it look like a taco truck. Put a taco on the side. That's awesome. Taco Tooth. That's fun to say too. Taco Tooth. Good one. Good one. Yeah, but I wonder who or what will be driving Goldtooth, and who or what will they be wishing for. Goldtooth, in my version, is driven by a cybernetic clone of Sweet Tooth created by Becker. That's how much I'll reveal. I have the concept art already made. It's basically like Sweet Tooth, but like a lot more, I guess, golden. Obviously, he's like a robot Sweet Tooth with golden metal, and he's got like black and yellow pants, and he's got a golden knife. It's basically a robot Sweet Tooth. It's like Robo Needles Kane or some other name, maybe Cybertooth, Cybercane, something like that. But it's a robot. It's a robot driving Goldtooth, and Becker sends him to compete in the Twisted Metal contest, and maybe I'm not sure what to wish for yet, but I've got some ideas. Cybertooth sounds like a cool name. Yeah, Cyber Needles maybe, because I know it's going to be Goldtooth still, but Cybertooth would work as his own character, to be honest with you. I think it's supposed to be a joke on Twisted Terry. Twisted Terry, huh? Nah, I can see that. Still, it's like, it's just there wasn't much to go off of in this bio, so that's why I kind of like expanded upon the Becker aspect in my version. It was a decent way to start the series. It's just, it's going to be, Sweet Tooth's going to have his own spin-off, obviously. I got to work on episode 3 of that spin-off, as a matter of fact. Your version looks much better. Thank you, AD. Yeah. It's, it looks good. It doesn't look like there's cheese plastered all over it. If I can remember, Twisted Terry was the guy who drove the taco truck. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Taco Tooth, man. Taco Tooth. That's not Taco Tooth. That's supposed to be another Goldtooth. In-game, it looks a little bit different, I think. A little darker. But this is basically what it looks like. Here we have a character I kind of changed completely in my vision for Harbor City because, first of all, it's Yellow Jacket driver Charlie Kane. The brother of Sweet Tooth controls his dead father via remote control. The macabre duo have decided to track and kill Sweet Tooth and then kill themselves. Doing so will destroy the family bloodline, putting an end to the murders and psychopaths. What? So, it says Sweet Tooth's brother is back in the car with his father, his dead father, but if you remember at the end of Twisted Metal Black and Yellow Jacket's ending, Charlie Kane, the kid Charlie, Taxi Boy we'll call him. In my version he's called Charles, but that's not his real name obviously, it's just my fan-made name, but Taxi Boy, his father was killed by Calypso. He destroyed the controller. Why is Charlie Kane back? Wasn't he dead at the end of Twisted Metal Black when Calypso destroyed the remote? Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Why is Charlie Kane back? Why? It's like David Jaffe just didn't care to acknowledge the ending that they had. Or something, man. So they brought him back, and now he wants to kill Sweet Tooth specifically, and then they want to kill themselves so they can put an end to the bloodline or something? What? That doesn't make much sense if you ask me. It just, like, bro, aren't they going to kill him during the contest? Or are they going to, like, do an Axel and, like, have him be put in chains and they kill him? Like, what? It's really weird. Really weird. This game was shady. The game was Shady Cart, by the way. The voice actor Calypso in Twisted Terry's story. Okay. That's interesting. Never really paid attention to that. I never heard of that, really. Interesting. But yeah, like, this bio is so freaking weird. So, look, this is like one of the very few ones I've had to change for Harbor City stories. And I have to say, Twisted Metal Law somehow retconned a lot of things. Agreed. That's what I'm getting at, man. They retconned, like, some of the stories, like Dollface. Like, bro, she was already an adult. It's weird, but this is one of the very few stories I'm going to have to change completely, because it's just, I don't like this. Like, how is the taxi boy back? How is his father still back? Why do they want to kill themselves? Why do they just want to kill Sweet Tooth if they're going to kill him in the contest? It's so fucking weird, dude. My version of this is going to have Charlie Kane, the dead father, be brought back to life as a zombie type thing. And he's brought back to life by another character. Potentially Mortimer, potentially another character. I don't know. I'm thinking about another character that's in the works to be shown. If y'all remember that little puppet boy from the concept art, he's going to be showing up at some point in the series. And I'm thinking about doing it in the Yellow Jacket story. Make the puppet boy be the one who resurrects Charlie Kane. And Charlie Kane enters the contest to save his son. But little does he know, his son is in the middle of the contest as Darktooth. And, you know, it's going to be kind of sad. You know, it's going to be kind of like Twisted Metal 1 in a way. His son was driving Darktooth, and he gets screwed over by Calypso in a way. I don't know. Wasn't Granny Dark the driver of Night Hag? Yeah, she is the driver of the car I created called Night Hag, which is like an old 1930s, 1920s car. Yeah, Granny Dark will be in Season 3 Twisted Metal Apocalypse. So don't worry, she is definitely going to make an appearance as a full character. Because she was the scrap character from Twisted Metal 2. Which, you know, I want to use her for, you know, a new series or a new take on her. I mean, in Raven's story, she was shown to be the owner of a witchcraft store. Yeah, she was. And then she disappears, and then she'll come back as, like, another entity. Because she's not really human. I'll say that much. Granny Dark is more like a witch, a mix of a witch and a demon. She's not a real human being. That's why she disappeared all of a sudden, because she can do that. Remember when Raven was like, you know, like, oh, when I went back to Granny Dark's store, it was gone, like it ceased to exist. Like it was never there. Yeah, because she's a demon / witch. She's a full-on demon witch, you know? But next time we see her, she'll look a little bit different. Anyway. This one is a little bit weird, like hard to explain, but I think I can do something with it. I definitely will. At the end of Twisted Metal Black, Billy Ray embarked on his life's ambition to outdo Sweet Tooth as Midtown's most notorious serial killer. It's been almost 10 years since that vow, and he has yet to kill another soul until tonight. 10 years? What? Wait a minute. Didn't Twisted Metal Black take place, like, 10 years? It took place in 2001. This game was supposed to... Twisted Metal Harbor City was supposed to take place in 2003. Why 10 years? Why 10 years? What? That is insane. Yes, it is. I'm like, bro, that's a time gap. They could have taken the 10 years thing out like they did with No Face. But no, they put 8 years, 10 years. I'm like, that's weird, dude. That just doesn't make any sense. In 2000... Billy Ray... What? So 2011? Yeah. Like... What? It would have been fine to make him just want to outdo Sweet Tooth. Like, that would have been fine to put in there. But you had to put in, it's been almost 10 years since that vow, and he has yet to kill someone else. I thought he said he liked killing people at the end of Twisted Metal Black. He said it, like, felt good. What? Like, why aren't you killing anymore? If you want to outdo Sweet Tooth so bad, you gotta get on it, dude. I'm not advocating for serial killers. I'm just saying, I'm explaining what his motivation should be. I wonder what Billy Ray would wish for this time. Last time he wanted revenge on the pilot. Well, he's going to probably wish to get rid of Sweet Tooth, Cage, and Crimson Killer and all the other killers. Maybe he wants to, like, kill them all and become the top killer. Maybe he can be like a... Let's just hope he doesn't end up like Crimson Killer did in the end of the Twisted Metal Black fan-made cutscene, you know? Or Cage, even. By the way, Twisted Metal Head-On Extra Twist Edition is 2005. Or 2008, I mean. Yeah, but, like, this... Twisted Metal Harbor City was supposed to take place in 2003. It's just... The timeline's so weird with this game, man. David Jaffe wrote this not thinking much of it. Like, No Face said his baby daughter, and it's been 8 years. He has yet to find any luck to rebuild his face. I'm like, but if it's a baby, you're not a baby when you're 8 years old. What? It's weird, strange. Maybe it was because of that fact that killing people corrupted him. That's a great idea, Sonic Games. Maybe he just couldn't do it again until the contest came back. I don't know. That's a good question. Now, in Billy Ray's story, in my version, he's going to have a lot more to do, obviously, because in my series, I make characters do more than just tell a story. Like, they go in areas like the Abyss and meet downtown with other characters. You know, I'm kind of doing some Grand Theft Auto type stuff with this. But I think Billy Ray's probably going to have, a lot of depth. He's also going to have a flashback sequence that will take place from his perspective of when the preacher killed his baby, Because as you remember in the Twisted Metal fan-made preacher story I did with the preacher's ghost, he was the guy who was in the church when the baby was killed, and that kind of started his descent into madness, I think, and one thing about Billy Ray you have to know about my vision for him, Annie started cheating on him after the baby got killed. The baby getting killed because it was Billy Ray's idea to get the baby baptized. And because the baby was dead, Annie was just fed up with Billy for all the mistakes he makes. That's why she cheated on him. And Billy took his revenge in Twisted Metal Black. And we're going to see a full development of Billy Ray and my vision for him. And I think it'll be really cool to explore. Unfortunately, it's not going to be anytime soon. This is like the last row of characters on my bulletin board over there. I wish I could show you all properly, but I have a bulletin board to help me keep up with the character blacklists. And Billy Ray, Bloody Mary, Manslaughter, 12-Pack, and Cage are at the very bottom. And I plan on doing more characters before them, like new characters, like Pit Viper, Thumper, doing a sequence of them. Obviously, you do Mr. Slam and Twister, all them. It's going to be a while before you see this, but I just thought I'd give some, ideas of what I plan on doing with Billy Ray. Driver a junkyard dog. A nice old tow truck with a ball and chain on the back. This one makes zero sense. This is Spectre driven by Bloody Mary, who's the woman who was the lovesick woman wearing a wedding dress that used to belong to her friend who she killed. And it's covered in blood. I've always liked Bloody Mary's car. Never really cared about Bloody Mary herself, though. I said it 3 times. Hopefully she doesn't show up. I have a mirror over there. Anyway, she's just... This bio is so random. I guess... Yes, let's do Pit Viper and Thumper. Yes, I know. Hold up. Let me clear my nose before I read this. I have such bad allergies, man. This has happened last stream. Yes, let's do Pit Viper and Thumper. Yeah, I plan on doing sequels of Pit Viper and Thumper stories from my Twisted Metal Black series. Also, I wonder what Spectre will wish for this time. I have a really good idea for this. I'll get into it in a minute. Spectre, Bloody Mary, hi there, what the heck? Yeah, so anyway, we get back to Spectre, the main Spectre. I actually have 2 Spectres in my series, but one of them is unplayable in my vision. It's not until season 3, but anyway. In the years since Twisted Metal Black, Bloody Mary has lost all hold on reality. She's not sure what she wants anymore. She simply does what comes to her naturally. What comes naturally to her. Driving and killing. Secretly, she wishes to be killed in the contest and have her suffering come to an end. Should have focused on true love. There we go, man. You're kind of getting somewhere with my vision. So, Bloody Mary, in my version of this, she kind of like this. She doesn't know what exactly she wants, but she really does want to be loved. She still wants to be loved. She wants true love. She wants to be with her soulmate. And, well, Calypso, and her wish in my vision, and I answer Sonic Games' question, what would Spectre wish for? Her wish is going to be with the most desired man of all time, the most wanted man of all time. And you can only imagine what happens, but I actually plan on including the other Spectre, Detective Lance Wilder, to be in her story. I'm not going to reveal what he's supposed to do, but he's supposed to try to help her, but she doesn't want the help. That's basically what's going to go down, you know? But he tries. You know, Detective Lance Wilder is the charismatic detective. He's the very chill guy who just wants to help. He's probably one of the very few good characters next to Black Razor and, you know, but and John Doe, yeah, John Doe is a good character. And he tried to get rid of Calypso, and he escaped, thankfully. But yeah, Spectre and Spectre 2 are going to meet each other in the Harbor City Stories episode I plan on for doing for Bloody Mary. And Bloody Mary just wants to be with, you know, she wants true love. She wants to be with the most desired man. And, well, that's not going to go well for her. I'll say that much. Because there's a lot of people that want to get their hands on someone that you know of in this series. Very iconic. And what if she were to say, you know, be with him and they end up not hitting it off or something, and she tries to do something and she ends up, I don't know. We'll see what happens. It could be, she could get saved. I don't know. Maybe she'll be redeemed, but she's kind of far gone, dude. Maybe she'll wish for a proper husband. Maybe. But yeah, I feel like the whole Bloody Mary losing hold on reality kind of works. But the whole I want to be killed in the contest thing secretly is just, I don't know, it's a little bit weird. Like, then don't compete in the contest. Just, I'm not saying do it, just, I don't know, man, but Bloody Mary's bio is really weird. Now, this one, man, whew, this one is a lot to take in because we don't know if this is true or not. Probably not, just because I, you know, I made it a different character that created him, but and what if there's no third story for Roadkill? What if it really happens to him to find out? We will. I actually plan on bringing John Doe back and Twist My Apocalypse. I know you were asking about part 2 of the John Doe story. Technically it's part 3, but yeah, I will be making a sequel to John Doe's story. I haven't forgotten about him, man. He's most likely to be driving another car, though. Yeah, Roadkill is supposed to be driven by Marcus Kane in season 3 of my series, For Small Apocalypse. That's because John Doe is going to be driving either Roadboat or Evelyn from the TV show. I have to decide which one. I'm not sure if it will be Roadboat or Evelyn. Y'all let me know what y'all like better. But yeah, John Doe is supposed to be driving another vehicle. So Roadkill is going to be occupied by Marcus Kane again, and John Doe is supposed to drive another vehicle in my series in season 3. He's also going to be wearing a shirt this time, just to let you know he will be wearing clothes. How about John Doe? He's probably supposed to be in Apocalypse season 3 of Twist My Black. Yeah, he is going to be in Apocalypse. I haven't made much art of it yet. That's why I didn't see it in the art showcase. But anyway, let me get to reading this glorious piece of literature right here. Car Manslaughter and Driver Black. You suggest Evelyn? Yeah, I think so too. It'd be a good way to nod to the TV show. Hold up. Ah, Jesus, man. I'm sorry about that. But which car? Okay, let's be real. Bloody Mary was the type of girl that you were scared to break up with in school. Exactly. She was crazy and she would kill you if you even tried that shit, man. She's like a yandere type shit. Yeah, a reference to the TV show, pretty much. No, Roadboat would be a pretty good idea too. I'm thinking either having uh, Stu and Bryce drive Rowboat or John Doe. It, and if John Doe drives Evelyn, then I'll put Stu and Bryce in Rowboat. You know, that would kind of work. Like, aka the one who got trapped in a Folgers coffee cup. Yeah, I heard about that. I heard about the whole thing that Mr. Ash was holding was like a Folgers coffee cup painted with some schmutz and put a little green light in there. I'm like, practical effects, man, but you can still see the metal can at the top when he opens it. It's hilarious. So let's read this bio, shall we? No one knows where Black comes from, but he seems incapable of dying, and he has only one goal, to kill Calypso. The latest rumor is that Black actually comes from a parallel universe where a different, more colorful Calypso wants to use Black to murder his darker twin. What? That's a little out there, man. I hope Black kills Calypso this time. Oh, I'm not going to talk about that, man. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. Maybe Calypso can't die. Who knows? Maybe Calypso and Black are the same. We don't know that. I'm not gonna say much. I'm not gonna spoil this one. But yeah, it says Calypso, a colorful Calypso created Black to murder his darker twin. Obviously, I retconned this in my version because I don't think that makes much sense in my opinion. I feel like Calypso is his own entity. There's not more Calypsos, you know. So I made Ash, Mr. Ash, the creator of Black and Twisted Metal 1, but this guy is like a Satanist who died and then came back as a demon. He's kind of like, yeah, needles did stab him in the heart, but who knows? Maybe the heart isn't the weak spot. Maybe it's nowhere. Maybe Calypso survived that, but nah, it's probably not like that. I'm just, kind of playing with words, trying to confuse y'all, I don't want to spoil most of my stories, especially this one. John Doe changes appearance, his new vehicle would be Robot, of course. Yeah, that would work too. But anyway, the Darker Twin thing, I scrapped that, but I do like the idea of, oh yeah, we don't know where Black comes from, but obviously I made it clear that he was created by a Satanist and another demonic entity in the background. If y'all remember in Twisted Metal Black, the fan-made interpretation for Manslaughter, yeah, Mr. Ash comes back. Yeah, it is his weak spot, so you're right about that. You caught me, but yeah. So you got me, man. But anyway, Black will probably we'll see what Black does in the Twisted Metal Harbor City Manslaughter ending whenever that comes out. It's gonna be one of the last ones I do, but it's gonna be a very epic one. I'll say that it's gonna be an epic story where Ash and Black and the third party that helped Ash create Black will finally make a proper appearance. I mean, he actually, fun fact, in the Preacher story, he does make an appearance. Y'all may not remember, but the Preacher spoke to two beings higher than him, the Lord and the Overlord, and well, one of them is actually responsible for because you can tell, you can look back in the videos, you can tell it's the same guy. But yeah, I'm gonna say this: he's responsible for Black's creation along with Ash. It's like a trio of a dark legion of a trio of people that are trying to take down Calypso. Do you know what John Doe will be really look like in season 3 of Twisted Metal Black Apocalypse? Francis from Left 4 Dead? Nah, he's gonna be like he was before, just with he's gonna be wearing like a jacket, maybe even a gas mask because it's like toxic fumes in the air now, and maybe he'll be wearing a gas mask. I don't know. Fun fact, yeah, it is. I can tell what you meant by that. But yeah, just Black is incapable of dying. He's gonna try to get his revenge on Calypso this time, and maybe there'll be a reason Calypso didn't escape this time. Maybe I don't know. We'll see how it goes down whenever I get to it. But Manslaughter. This guy, man, holy shit. The Headless Horseman of Twisted Metal, Severed Sam, driving the scrap vehicle 12-pack. And yes, I have the Harbor City skin mod on for this vehicle because I like it. I feel like I'm going to use it in Twisted Metal Harbor City stories. The first season I used the orange and white one, or red and white, whatever it was. Second season he's going to have a new paint job, and this is what it's supposed to look like. Severed Sam. Car 12-pack driver Severed Sam. Sam Boomer was a rising star on the racing circuit until a spectacular crash took his life. His car was totaled, his body decapitated. Now he searches Midtown for the crazed fan who left from the stands on that tragic day and stole his severed head. I bet Severed Sam will get a happy ending like No Face did. I don't know, man. I don't know. Someone told me to do something, and I'm like, you're telling me to remake No Face's story. I'm not gonna do that, but I can use this idea for a 12-pack story whenever he's. I'm not gonna say what the person said because it was they're kind of being a dick about it too. But let's just say Severed Sam will kind of get a weird ending. It's not gonna be sad, not gonna be happy. It's gonna be weird. I'll say this. Kind of confusing almost. What happened? Why did this happen? I don't know. Chop, chop, chop. Down you go. But But yeah, this character has received so much flack over the years. Like, how is he driving? He don't have a head. He's dead, dude. He's like a zombie. He doesn't need a head. But of course, in my version, he's still alive. He's just holding on by a string. You know, his health is failing now that he's not in the asylum. And he's most likely gonna die in like the next year if he doesn't get his help. You know, he doesn't get help and get a new head or something. But yeah, Severed Sam is one of the weirdest. Like, David Jaffe was jacked out of his mind whenever he made this guy. And I'm not sure how they were able to get him a portrait, but not other characters that aren't supposed to be in the contest, like Agent Stone. But I guess they couldn't come up with anything, so they decided, hey, let's recycle this picture from Twisted Metal Black for this game. This picture's original, though. This is the original art piece, I think. But it looks kind of gory, it looks kind of messy, and I like it. He's like a headless horseman, you know? And I think it's a really, really interesting idea, and I like the dirt track racer car, the car for the stadium, you know? I like the car, I like the design of the car. I think the special weapon, although a pain in the ass to use, if you use it correctly, it's a really good one. It's basically the reticle from Twisted Metal Black, just a little bit different, like 10 seconds instead of 5. But if you can get a good target and stay on long enough, you will do some pretty good damage. But Severed Sam, some people have said, like, oh, he belongs to Twisted Metal Head-On, not Twisted Metal Black, or the universe of Twisted Metal Head-On. And to an extent, I agree, but at the same time, I feel like this also works for a game like Twisted Metal Harbor City or Twisted Metal Lost. Of course, there is, like, this rumor that it wasn't going to be Severed Sam at first, like, because the car originally looked different, and they didn't call it 12-pack, they called it stock car. Makes me wonder if they're going to have a different driver at some point. But they decided, nah, let's just have a headless horseman, have no head, make him gory. I don't know, man. We don't know that. We don't have any information on what was going down as far as the stories go in Harbor City. We just have, like, gameplay. That's all we have. But I like Severed Sam, and whenever we have an ending for him, he will get a very strange and bizarre ending. Not like No Face's happy ending, but it would be passable. Warthog, driven by Cage. This one is so bizarre. Like, y'all remember Cage from Twisted Metal Black? He was the guy who had blades put on his hands, and apparently after he drove off in his very well designed vehicle. I like his design of the vehicle. The station wagon with taint treads. He's got a cage as the windshield. Very interesting. But it says here, Warthog, Cage, Warthog, driver, Cage. The fool assumed he could go head-to-head with Sweet Tooth and become Midtown's greatest killer. Sweet Tooth made quick work of him, but kept him alive to serve as a lesson to others. Now simply a torso and a head, no one is sure how Cage is controlling his vehicle. This one is really weird, because I don't even think the developers even know how he's controlling their vehicle. That's why they said it like that. I'm like, how? I'm assuming he's like a cyborg now. He's got like cybernetic arms or something. Like maybe Becker, because we saw in the Crimson Killer sequel story, or Omega Red now, Cage was there in the lab with Becker and Crimson Killer. My thing is, I think in my version of Cage's story, the sequel I plan on doing from my Twisted Metal Black interpretation, I want him to kind of like be a cyborg just like Crimson Killer was, you know. Becker put some mechanical arms on him, reattaches blade hands, and I think him being a cyborg type thing like Crimson Killer would work. You know, he had his arms chopped off. Like, obviously he was dead at some point, because you can't survive that. You can't just drive a car as a head and a torso. That's fucking weird. Maybe we'll get a proper backstory on a Cage. Maybe he'll become how he became a killer. Yeah, I plan on doing that. I plan on exploring the time he had a person under his floorboards and he cried about it. I want to explore that too. I forgot to mention that in the original interpretation for Cage. This is some crap that is on drugs. Yeah, and hey, guess what? I smoke this stuff too, but like, I don't smoke whatever David Jaffe was smoking, because this is next level bizarre. Like, I try to come up with some bizarre stuff, but it's not like, it's more grounded, it makes more sense. This is just, what the fuck, you know? Where his consciousness is controlling the vehicle. His consciousness! Oh! That would work too. I might try to explore that. But maybe like Becker put like some special device in there. Maybe he is still a head and torso. I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. I mean, we saw him in the Crimson Killer story. Obviously, Becker's going to have a part in his story. That's a given, because Becker's like the second main antagonist next to Calypso. That's a good idea, Cool Cats Productions. I like that. His consciousness. But we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll see part of that implemented with the cyborg part. Because I do like the cyborg idea too, especially considering we already saw him in Crimson Killer story. Because obviously, like I said, Becker's supposed to play a role in his story. But yeah, it's like it's just a head and torso controlling the vehicle. And they don't even know how he's doing it. Weird, weird, weird. Last but not least, we've got Goldtooth. Now, this version of Goldtooth is different from what I have in mind for Goldtooth. Very different. And I would mention Darktooth, but like Darktooth is obviously in head-on. But my version of Harbor City Stories has Darktooth, and it's driven by Charlie Kane's son and the clown doll. I think I mentioned that before, but I just thought I'd put that out there again. But anyway, Goldtooth. Needles Kane apparently. Okay, so Needles is competing twice? How does he go against himself? Was this just a boss vehicle? What is this? It doesn't make much sense if you think about it. It's just Needles driving a golden ice cream truck. And I'll admit, the design is cool enough, but I don't like how the windshield is covered in gold, the machine guns are covered in gold. That's just a bit much gold, don't you think? But anyway, the reason I said that because due to the mind tank, aka Minion, was supposed to have 3 criminal minds controlling the vehicle in the original Twisted Metal. Yeah, I know about that, and I think that would be a good way to reference it. We'll see about that, man. I think that would work. We'll see. Maybe he's a clone or a good twin. Well, my version of him is actually a cyborg, like Cybertooth. It's like a golden robot, Sweet Tooth. That's my version, created by Becker, you know. But it says, car, Goldtooth, driver, Needles Kane. A solid gold ice cream truck provided to Sweet Tooth by a mysterious benefactor, which is obviously supposed to reference Becker. Stronger and more deadly than any other vehicle in the Twisted Metal competition. That's all we get, and it's passable for what this vehicle is, but I don't like some of the parts of this vehicle, but I do like the design. I like how it's golden. It's very shiny. Goldtooth maybe it's a bad replication. I like your version. Yeah, I mean, there has to be an explanation, because you can't just have Needles Kane driving Goldtooth and driving Sweet Tooth. Like, it's Needles Kane, no difference. It's just the same. Even when you edit the portrait in the game's files, they use the same exact file for this as this. In my opinion, it was just a little bit, lazy, I guess. Even the mountain guns are gold. Yeah, I know. Golden guns. Anyway, that was all the bios. Like, we went from Roadkill to Goldtooth. Oh yeah, Sweet Tooth is this is a custom retexture for my version of Goldtooth, where the windshield and the guns are not completely gold, and it's more like a yellow Sweet Tooth with red eyes. Yeah, this is a custom retexture if you're confused by that. But anyway, we are done reading the Twisted Metal Lost bios, so now we will play the game. However, I'm going to let y'all choose which character you want me to play as. I'm not going to the first level because I have a special save file for this game's story specifically where I can play as... Behold, Twisted Metal head-on characters in Twisted Metal Lost. At least 5 of them. Fair enough, I like that better. Thank you. Yeah, I figured I'd just give Goldtooth a redesign and a new driver just to make it make more sense. What? Oh, wait. This? Oh yeah, John, this is a custom retexture. I did the same for Crazy 8 too, or Lugsy did the same for Crazy 8, or Red Baron. Roadkill, I did this personally. This is a black Roadkill with flames based on Sid Burn. You pick Twister. We'll see about that. I do think Twister's engine's pretty loud. It kind of, interferes with my hearing, but we'll see about that. So yeah, I've got Crimson Fury, Hammerhead, Mr. Slam, Twister, and Thumper. Crimson Fury, we got Twister and Crimson Fury so far. The thing about Twister, her engine is really loud. Like I can barely hear myself talk when I play as her. That's I don't know. It's probably this. I probably have to turn the sound settings off though. Anyone want to break the tie? Twister or Crimson Fury or whoever else you want to see. And I got a custom retexture for Crimson Fury, not Twister though. So I want to kind of show that one here. You know what? Screw it. We're playing as Crimson Fury. Sorry about that, cool cats. It's just Twister is really loud. Like it's just. Anyway, I'm gonna show off the Crimson Fury retexture that Lugsy made. Yeah, I've got a custom retexture for Crimson Fury 2, based on the Twisted Metal Harbor City Stories version. You pick Crimson Fury, cool. Yeah, I like Crimson Fury better than Twister, to be honest. They're both really fast cars. It's just Twister is really loud. The engine is so loud. I don't know why. I had to, yeah, because I got a custom retexture. Did I break the tie? Yes, you did. You did. I picked Crimson Fury anyway, though, because I like Crimson Fury better. But yeah, this retexture, Lugsy or Red Baron made it. I don't know what to call them. Lugsy. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's Lughzi. That's how you spell it. But I don't know if it's Lugsy or Lugsy. But either way, he made this, and I like how he brought my version, or technically me and MK Monster Rock's version, because MK Monster Rock also came out with this design too. Um, and this is a really cool design, an alternate look for Crimson Fury. I like the black and red. It makes it look more menacing, in my opinion. Perfect for the Crimson Killer. Anyway, now we're playing the game. We're not reading anymore, and we're just gonna chill out for a bit, play some games, chat with the people of the Twisted Metal community, and all that. So, anyone, if y'all have anything to ask me about Twisted Metal Harbor City stories or about me or anything, ask away. I'll try to answer them as best as I can. All right. So we're just gonna try to beat this game and chill out. But yeah, this custom retexture is really well made. I like the black and red. I mean, the red. Get me wrong. I like the red, plain red paint job for Crimson Fury, but just this is a different way to make the game feel fresh. I don't know. All right, Spectre's almost dead. Oh, she said she secretly wants to be killed in the contest. There she goes. I granted her wish. No need to enter the contest. If y'all are wondering how I got Crimson Fury and Twisted Metal Lost, I have something called a code breaker, and I actually have some codes saved. They were on the Twisted Metal Alliance a long time ago, but Twisted Metal Alliance is no longer online, and I had them saved in like a Google Doc. So, and if you want to like maybe try this, like if y'all have a code breaker on your emulator or something, I could probably provide the Google Docs and let y'all see the codes, and so you can do it yourself. If possible, it would also be cool to see you remake the story of the Small Brawl in the future. Yeah, I mainly want to try to do my own renditions of the cut endings. That's the main thing I want to do with Small Brawl. But as far as like redoing all of them, I'm not sure. They're pretty good on their own merits. But as far as like the boss endings, like the ones that were showcased by David Goodrich on his channel, I'd like to do my own renditions of those. Like, Piecemeal, Trapper, that cut character that looks like Yellow Jacket. I think it's Yellow Jacket. Oh, hold up. Hey, Savage Sasuke. Hey there, Twisted. Saw you in last Harbor City fan made vid. I love how Firestarter is in that version. You mean the Firestarter? I don't think I introduced Firestarter yet, but he is in the works to be in the series. And I just realized that the Zipper Chick's design is Mr. Cruel's mask. Yep, I took Mr. Cruel's mask and I put, I edited it to make it look like Zipper Chick. Good eye. Yeah, Mr. Cruel. That damn scary ass killer that's reminds me of Mr. Nasty from Manhunt. He was a horrible man, man, but I like the picture of the mask. I'm like, you know what? It's dark and edgy looking. I'll use it for Zipper Chick. You're making that up, Darius? Bro, I definitely want to find out that kid's changed since Small Brawl. My take on Grasshopper would be that she would be Callisto's baby sister. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, normally it's his daughter, but I guess that would be a good way to change up the formula a little bit. I bet Firestar would be a fire truck. Yes. Actually, you're right, Sonic Games. Firestar is a fire truck with flames on the sides. You're right about that. MK Monster Rock also gave me that idea to have like an arsonist that looks like the Pyro from Team Fortress 2 and drive the a fire truck that shoots fire. Obviously, it's a fire truck, you know? Pun on fire truck. Could his daughter be named deceased after the incident in the front yard? Firestarter, John, Firestarter is going to be a fire truck. You know, I like the Hot Rod from Twisted Metal 3, but I feel like a fire truck would fit like for a Twisted Metal Black rendition of Firestar. You know, have it be like an arsonist driving the thing. Arsonist that looks like Pyro from Team Fortress 2 almost. That's not going to be till Season 3, of course. Firestarter is going to be like one of the people who sets the world on fire. Because the world is pretty much on fire in Twisted Metal Apocalypse. And he's going to be responsible for some of it. But yeah, like, there are so many characters I can cover in this series. It's insane. Firestarter. I plan on doing something with Trapper, especially in Twisted Metal Apocalypse. And obviously I plan on putting Orbital and Harbor City stories at some point. Because this game doesn't have all the characters that are set to be featured in Harbor City stories, like Orbital, the fan-made Blackbird character created by Scotty Lewis. Shout out to him. Meat Wagon, Pit Viper wasn't included in the Extra Twisted Edition. Old pickup truck driven by in my version, it's Randy and Bob Zorko, or Bob and Randy Zorko, the Zorko brothers. Speaking of fire truck, a friend says in the actual game there needs to be a fire truck in Twisted Metal. Yeah, I think they're gonna put one in there. Honestly, I think they were gonna put a fire truck in Twisted Metal at some point. If you look at some of the concept art, there actually is a picture of a fire truck shooting fire. I'm like, man, why did they scrap this? It was just an unused vehicle they never put in the game. It's not really scrapped. It's just like something they never used. Same with the limousine, though. I think they recycled it for 2012 for the boss battle of Iron Maiden. That boss battle looks so stressful, dude. How about the TM2 endings? Maybe Trash Man? Yeah, I had one planned for Trash Man in 2023, but it just never came to fruition. I can't figure out what I want to do with it yet. I mean, it's been in development hell, really, to be honest. But I have a really good design for Trash Man in Twisted Metal 2. It's basically like Bin Bag from Manhunt's sketches. You know, Manhunt has like these unused characters, and one of them was a guy named Bin Bag. And I was thinking about making Trash Man be a guy wearing trash bags all over his body like Black wearing his Gimp suit, you know? So yeah, that was the idea I had for Trash Man. It's like a bin bag looking guy. A big old brute wearing a trash bag on his head with like eyes put into it, and like he's wearing trash bags. He's very nasty looking. Okay, so we got the Stadium Slaughter match done. Not going to save it because I want to keep my save file. Maybe I wish for the world to become trashed in TM4, but more detailed. Yeah, I could see that, but like that'll I kind of want to do a fan made conceptual rework for Trash Man Twisted Metal 4. He wishes for that instead. But in my version of Twisted Metal 2, I had like this idea where Trash Man is like a former Trash Man who basically, like, he got hit by Mr. Slam, ironically. He got ran over, and he became a ghost, and the first thing his ghost did was possess a bunch of trash bags, and became, like, a phantom-like trash bin bag guy. You know, he looks very creepy. The bin bag would wish for unlimited trash to eat. Maybe. But I had it, like I said, he was supposed to be like a phantom type thing with like he was possessed a bunch of trash bags and formed into essentially a trash bag monster. and he drives a trash truck that he stole from the dump. And he enters the contest wishing to be alive again or something like that. But I think that would be kind of simple. I think I need to do something else. Or Revenge on Slam. Then that's another revenge story. I'm like, nah, I don't think that would work for Twisted Metal 2. That works for Twisted Metal Black, if anything. Maybe he'll be brought back as a baby like Mr. Slam from Head On. I was actually thinking about maybe making him want to be reborn as a rat or something. Like, he loves the trash. He may as well be a creature that loves the trash, and rats love trash. That's what I was thinking of. I was thinking about making him wish to be reborn as rats, only to be like killed by a mousetrap or something. That's what I was thinking about doing. Maybe make him a New York rat and he goes into a house and gets killed by a mousetrap. I don't know. Imagine if he directed all the world's garbage on Slam's house. I don't know about that. Maybe. Maybe get some revenge, some payback for killing him, but Reborn as a Rat, funny concept. Yeah. It is something I came up with back in 2023, but like I said, it never really came to fruition. But I feel like that would work a little bit. Maybe like have him become a rat. Because, in Twisted Metal 4, Trashman loved his rats. He loved his pets, as he calls them, his pets. Even though they're rats. I mean, they're little rodents. Why do you want to have them as pets? But then again, Trashman and Twisted Metal 4 was incredibly dumb. My version's more like like I said, more like Bin Bag, or what Bin Bag should have been. Just a big pile of trash looking guy who's like, I want to be brought back to life, Calypso, as a rat, or something like that. Not supposed to be like, trash is my kingdom. I hated that voice, man. I plan on changing it in the conceptual rework for Twisted Metal 4. I plan on changing it. Because I don't like that voice. It kind of sounds not really offensive, just like, why? Why did you make him sound like that? I prefer something else. So that's one of the very few characters besides Pizza Boy I changed the voice for Twisted Metal 4. But I haven't done it yet. I'll figure it out whenever I'm done with the boss endings. Which all that's left is Sweet Tooth. Big the Cat's voice as Duke Nukem's voice, or in Duke Nukem's voice. Yeah, because it was voiced by John St. John, but like, why does he sound like that? It just sounds a little dumb. It sounds like he's special. I don't want to come off like that type of guy, but come on, man, you don't need to make him sound like he needs assistance with his job. You know what I mean? He needs special help. I don't want to be like that. But like, it seems like he's talking like that, and I'm like, yeah, I'd prefer something a little bit less on the nose. You know what I mean? Oh shit, I blew myself up. Got three in a row though. I got three of the enemies. Having be brought back to life, but Sweet Tooth turns him into a rat. Well, in my Twisted Metal 4, the conceptual rework, I plan on making the garbage thing, the whole world's garbage thing. Twisted Metal 2 has Calypso instead, and he's gonna be brought back as a rat. I think I'm gonna do that. Have him be brought back as a rat, and then Twisted Metal 4 kind of like, maybe like make him say like, oh, he was brought back to life with the ring or something because he was killed by the mousetrap. But maybe it's a different guy. I don't know. It'll be a different driver maybe. Either way, I think that would be a pretty neat idea to have him turn into a rat because in Twisted Metal 4, that's something he liked. Oh, wait, you made me thinking of when Sweet Tooth asked to be turned into a bug. Maybe that's what you're referring to. I don't know. I'm kind of blanking out right now. I'm trying to focus on getting rid of these enemies. Oh, destroyed Gold Tooth or Sweet Tooth. Sweet Tooth with the gold paint driver, yellow. Alright, there's Police Crazy 8. This game is honestly not that hard. This game is very easy compared to Twisted Metal Black. Almost hit myself with that. Whew. Boom, direct hit. Got Two more. Okay. I think it's Yellow Jacket and Spectre or Outlaw. It's like a dark Axel. Okay, I was wrong on both. That's one thing I don't remember about Twisted Metal is the icon colors like on the radar. I know Yellow Jacket's normally the yellow one. Axel though is very unpredictable. I thought the blue one was Dark Side or Outlaw or Spectre, but I think the Spectre is like a light blue. This is like a periwinkle blue. Got him. And that was it for Twisted Metal Lost. Jesus, thundering outside. Perfect day to play a game like this. And this is all you get when you beat the game in Lost. You don't get any animated endings or, anything special. You just get a little note that was apparently written by the deceased members of the Twisted Metal team, but they weren't actually deceased. So it's like not really worth it, but it's interesting. It's cool how they implemented all that. And do not forget, you can barely read that apparently. I don't know, man. It's just this game is not really that interesting. It's just showing some of the showing some of the content that was put in this game. But even then, this isn't what they all. This isn't all what they put in. Harbor City, the 2005 build has much more content than this. Anyway, we've read the bios. We played Twisted Metal Lost. We're gonna play Head On now. We're gonna play Head On story mode. Just a thought, but couldn't Torchy from Raven's Harbor City story be the driver of Heartstarter? Neosonic, actually, he's the driver of Slayer in Season 3, along with Zipper Chick. So, yeah, he's not the driver of Firestarter. He is the driver of Slayer. Could be any AI contested endings, right? I guess, but, I don't have every character made, of course, obviously, but... Just the thought of something for a Spectre for Harbor City as a dark callback. What if she want to be noticed by everyone so Calypso stretches her face around the world? Oh, like a reference to Twisted Metal 2 Spectre. I like that. That's not what I had in mind, but I don't know. That would be cool. Maybe I could do that in her story. We'll see about that, man. That would actually kind of work. Anyway, here we are with Twisted Metal Head On, the main game, the one that was released in 2005 on the original PSP. They ported it to the PS2, and it's kind of buggy compared to the PSP version, but I still like it. I think it's all right. We're gonna play a story mode, and that's right. I got the Twisted Metal Lost characters in Head On, so y'all choose any of them, man. I like all these characters. We can play as Sweet Tooth and go through the whole tournament from Los Angeles to Tokyo, Yellow Jacket, Dark Side, Crazy 8, or Mr. Grimm from Lost. The best Twisted Metal in my opinion. Yeah. In my opinion, it's like the third best. I think Twisted Metal Black is my favorite. Twisted Metal 4 is underrated and I like it a lot. And this is the third best. It has a lot of characters, a lot of content. Very good, solid endings, good voice acting. Some of the glitches are kind of weird. The gameplay is a little bit too easy, but not that bad. It's pretty cool. So who do you all want to see? You want to see the Gold Tooth in action? The custom Gold Tooth? Or... I might not play as Yellow Jacket or Dark Side just because I played as them on the last stream on Twisted Metal Black. You know what? I'm going to play as the Gold Tooth. I want to show it off. And it's the only one on hard mode, so, We're going to Los Angeles. We already did Big Blue Stadium, so... But yeah, this is the custom Gold Tooth, using the Sweet Tooth model, and it looks pretty cool. Like, when the head turns, you can see the red eyes. Very cool. And Hammerhead is green in this version. I got the Hammerhead retexture from Lugsy, and the Crimson Fury is obviously in here. I'm not sure if there's any other characters with retextures on. Oh yeah, Roadkill. I made a custom Roadkill. It looks like the Piranha from Interstate 76. You'll see it whenever Roadkill shows up. Yeah, just What if Torchy, who looks like Kratos, drives Meat Wagon? That looks like white 80s Ford truck with a lot of blood. Meat body bags, machine guns, and one big minigun on it. Oh crap, man. How the hell did that happen? Hold on, let me restart this. I was too busy reading chat. Alright. Let's try this again, shall we? It's on hard mode, that's probably why. So I got distracted, man. Let's try this again. But no, Torchy's going to be driving Slayer alongside Zipper Chick. Zipper Chick's supposed to ride shotgun with Torchy in the big yellow monster truck from Twisted Metal 2012. Though there's going to be like some chains hanging from it to make it look more like, you know, an S&M version of Slayer. It's like Slayer's supposed to be downgraded from a boss to a regular vehicle. Like, I'm going to do that. Like, much like Hammerhead, you know, it's gonna be like another Hammerhead essentially, but with a different special weapon to separate them. But Torchy driving Meat Wagon, I'm not doing that, but I do have a driver for Meat Wagon. I do have a driver made for Meat Wagon. Alright, it's a doctor, a surgeon really. Dr. Davis James Carver. He looks like the surgeon from Manhunt 2. And he's supposed to be the driver of Meat Wagon season Harbor City Stories. That's one thing I wish was in the Twisted Metal Lost. It was like they would have Pit Viper and Old Pickup and have bios for them. So, unfortunately, because we don't have bios for them, we have to interpret who would drive who. Obviously, in my version of Twisted Metal Harbor City, Angela Spears is the driver's name for Pit Viper, and she is also to call it Angel, which is obviously kind of a reference to Angel from the driver of Thumper and Head On, but a different version of her, where she's like, you know, a girl with a gun who was in the military, some kind of private-owned military that was like mercenaries, you know. But you know, she ended up having all her people die from the gang of Apocalypse 9 or whatever. All right, one enemy down. Machine gun upgrade, cool. That thing's overpowered in this game, man. Machine gun is overpowered in this game. And the thing about Twisted Metal Lost characters in Head On, they have like a double jump feature or something like that. It's really bizarre. Like, why do they jump so high? I don't know, like a rabbit. Or a grasshopper. 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 Alright, come on, Warthog. What the hell? Oh shit. He's chasing me. And this game may be easier than the other ones, but it can still be challenging at times if they gang up on you like that, yeah. Alright, Warthog's dead. Alright, got some health. Armor. Okay, cool. That helps. I hope y'all can hear the music. It's that music that played in Pizza Boys Ending and Angel's Twisted Metal 5 fan game. Really cool banger track. It's a banger. Have you ever played the mod for Twisted Metal Lost? I've tried to. I just couldn't figure out how to get it working, you know? You have to like have a certain Peanuts file made or something. It's just I'll figure it out one day, but I would love to try the mod. I kind of hope they have like a pre-made mod at some point, like Harbor City with head-on vehicles and lost vehicles, you know? Maybe one day we'll see that. Maybe one day someone will put together a mod that will let us play every vehicle and hopefully finish Pit Viper and all the old pickup have the wheels turn at least. Just someone has to have the expertise for that. I'm playing Head On Original now as well. Oh yeah, the PSP version. Yeah, I'm playing the PS2 version because it has all that content packed in, and it's easier to mod. You know, I have the mods on where I can play as the Twisted Metal, Lost Sweet Tooth, in head-on tournament mode. All right, that's it. That's cool. Next battle: Paris or Egypt? I'll let y'all decide. I have to use the restroom real quick. Give me a minute. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that, everyone. I had to use the restroom, man. All right, we are back to twist. Yeah, we're back to Twisted Metal head on. I think I'm gonna go to Egypt just because it matches the color of my car. What if Los Santos is an actual war zone for Twisted Metal and especially other games like Left 4 Dead and GTA, other games like that? Los Santos and Twisted Metal, that would be freaking cool, dude. Grove Street, man. Go to Grove Street, you know, shoot each other in the streets, you know, maybe have the pedestrians running around, all that stuff, man. That would be really cool if we had Grove Street or Los Santos rap in Twisted Metal. That, of course, Sony doesn't think that would be a good idea. I mean, they have to spend money to do that. See, Sony just doesn't care about Twisted Metal, man. It's, I mean, at least trying to acknowledge it now, but with the whole PS5 release. How are you? I'm doing good, DJ Peach. Doing pretty good. Having a pretty good stream. We just got done playing Twisted Metal Lost and reading the bios and giving my input on them. Going pretty well. How about you? Hope you're having a good Sunday. It's storming outside of my house right now, so it's like, yeah, it's kind of messy, icky. Oh, here's that custom roadkill. The orange roadkill with the black hood. What about LA and whole US? Yeah, well, I don't think they could put the entire US in the game. I don't know, they could. With modern hardware, they probably could, but I don't know. Just I'd like to see like New Orleans as a Twisted Metal background or battleground. Like New Orleans, maybe Texas, Miami. That's one I really like to see. Like Miami from Driver, You Are the Wheel Man. But yeah, it's just there's so many ideas that they could use for Twisted Metal. They just didn't do it. I'd like to have this battleground that's actually hell. Like, you know, you fight Minion in hell. Actually fighting Minion in hell would be so freaking cool. Instead of fighting him in like a place that looks like hell, you know? Got the hell, it's cool. And New York, well, New York was in Twisted Metal too. So, Fargo as an area. Fargo, maybe, maybe. I don't know. I forgot where Fargo is, to be honest. But yeah, just like I'd like to see like more interesting levels, like a space station. I'd like to see a space station level. That's one level I'd like to see. You could fall into Earth and die from like an asteroid. You know, be like an asteroid falling down to Earth whenever you slip off. That'd be a pretty cool idea. Space station. Um, I kind of like to see like more of a industrial looking level too, like a chemical plant, like in Twisted Metal Black, some multiplayer maps. I like that level. I wish I had more like that, a chemical plant. The Deep South? Yeah, like New Orleans. That's the Deep South. That's in Louisiana. I used to live there. I know that. I went to New Orleans a couple of times in my life, but not much. But I'd like to see like a New Orleans like it was in Tony Hawk's Underground 2, where there's like a swamp, a graveyard, parades going on, Mardi Gras beads, jesters, giant cocktail glass that you can go into. Just something that would kind of make it look like Louisiana, a stereotypical Louisiana look, Mardi Gras and all that stuff, and the Cajun culture. Come on, hit him. None of those hit him? Are you kidding me? Come on, hit him. And how much health? I think they're looking for health. Swore. Oh shit. Oh, got him. Someone got hit by that. Yeah, I got the environment on him. Please get him. Please get rid of him. This should finish him off. Yep, destroyed roadkill. Damn, I thought you lived in Orange County, California. No offense. No, man, I don't even live close to California. I live in South Carolina, on the other side of the freaking states. So yeah, no, I don't live in California, man. I would never want to live in California because of all the fires and crimes that go on over there. Never live moving there. Fargo is in North Dakota Midwest. They also do this for the next game as Twisted. What if you thought Calypso as the last boss, who used an original name to hide his identity. Oh, Fargo is a The engine sounds turned off. But Fargo's in North Dakota. Okay, good to know. Interesting. See, I was thinking of Wells Fargo because like the banking account service. I didn't know our Fargo was a place in North Dakota. You learn something new every day, I suppose. That's cool. But yeah, having I'm from California. Oh, cool. That's where the Angry Grandpa happened. Yep. It sucks I moved here after he passed away. Because if he were still alive and doing meet and greets, I would definitely see him. But he passed away in 2017. I moved in here in 2021. So it's unfortunate. I never got to meet him. And I would have been able to meet him if I moved here earlier, but I didn't. It's unfortunate. Everything in Cali is overpriced. Yep. Welcome in, Sci-Fi Zilla. Hope you're doing well. I think... Haven't I seen you on Nick's streams? I want to say I have. Yeah, Angry Grandpa was only in the Carolinas, yep. South Carolina specifically. I live like an hour and a half, maybe 3 hours away from Charleston. I've been to Charleston before, just... There's no reason to go because he's not alive anymore. It was sad when he died, man. I really do hated that. I really did hate that. Alright. But yeah, I used to love Angry Grandpa. It was so funny. He was like, just angry, yelling all this gibberish. I'm in his Discord too. Oh yeah. Well, I don't really use Discord that much, so I wouldn't have known that. But yeah, I hope you're doing well, Sci-Fi Zill. I've seen you on the Nick streams. As a matter of fact, I was rewatching one of his other streams that I missed, and I don't know if it was you in the chat or what, but you said something about like you liking boiled eggs with hot sauce or something. Was that you? Which I definitely respect that. I love boiled eggs. I never thought to use them with hot sauce. Okay, I need to jump. There we go. But yeah, like I've seen you on his streams, so it's nice to see you here too. Welcome in. Just playing Twisted Metal head on today. Oh shit. Oh, you don't. Okay, it was somebody else then. Sorry about that. You don't have taste buds. Someone was in there talking about how they like boiled eggs with hot sauce, and I was like, oh, if that's you, I'm like, oh, I want to try that. But no, it wasn't you. Somebody else then. Sorry about that. My mistake. Oh shit. Get away from me, Eddie. Alright, it's not Christmas yet. Alright. Keep forgetting there's health over here. Like, I keep forgetting that health exists. Probably because it's inside a freaking building that's crumbled down. You wouldn't think there'd be anything in there. Shit. You had a cupcake with hot sauce once? Oh, God. I bet that wasn't good. Was it? Maybe it's like sweet and spicy? Nah, it's not like sweet and spicy sauce. That sounds weird. Cupcake with hot sauce. It's not like, I mean, at least it's better than like having like ranch with pancakes or some shit. At least it's better than that, I guess, suppose, but. Alright, Cousin Eddie is almost dead. That's it. He's gonna go down now. He started panicking and started shooting at me. Yep, yeah. Alright, next battle. Roman Ruins. Roman Ruins is Yellow Sweet Tooth. For those who are just joining, I'm going to rephrase this. I have like mods on this PCSX2 emulator, and I have like a Yellow Sweet Tooth and a code breaker to put the Twisted Metal Lost Sweet Tooth in Head On. So that's why you're seeing this version of Sweet Tooth in Head On, not Lost. I'd be surprised when I see the other Sweet Tooth and fight him. Would love to see a fight between Sweet Tooth and Black outside their vehicles. I plan on doing that in the Sweet Torment. I made some concept art recently of them fighting each other in like the grocery store level, and I'm planning on doing that at some point. It's gonna be kind of hard to pull it off. I probably have to try to animate it a little bit, maybe use some gameplay from another game to replicate like, hey, this is like a boss battle, you know? But yeah, I plan on making Sweet Tooth and Black fight each other at some point, along with Cage. Come on, Warthog, take it like a man. Army boy. Oh, he took the health. Great. Yeah, Black and Sweet Tooth would be fighting at some point in my Sweet Torment series, and I think Sweet Tooth's going to kind of meet his match with Black, because Black can't die. You know, he's incapable of dying for some reason. Come on, dude. Oh, I just hit something else. Not doing too good. There we go. Axel. But maybe Sweet Tooth can, like, fracture him to where he just runs away. Like Pigsy. Or no, Pigsy actually dies in Manhunt. Never mind. Spoilers for Manhunt, by the way, if you haven't played it. It's a great game. It's just very dark. Alright, Hammerhead's dead. Okay, I gotta get out of here. There we go. I'm also thinking once you get to Mr. Ash / Manslaughter, you could delve into why Satan wants to destroy Calypso, because he was a fan of Twisted Metal in the comic. If that fight is totally WWE, that'd be super cool. Well, it might not be WWE. It might be more like Freddy versus Jason type shit, you know? Very, very, very action-packed, but also horror-esque. You know, it has some horror aspects. But Satan in my version is actually, kind of, based more on Minion from Twisted Metal 2, if you didn't know that. Like I was saying earlier in the stream, you can kind of see, the Overlord and, the Preacher's story I made, and he's supposed to be like the same guy that created Black. Essentially, he helped Ash create Black. Russia or Greece? Greece. I like Greece better. I like Russia too, but like, Greece is pretty cool too. But yeah, like, I have my own version of Satan and this Twisted Metal Black fan made series, and it's gonna be pretty cool once we finally see him in action because he is supposed to make an appearance in the Manslaughter story. You know, he's the third party entity that Ash summoned to help him create Black. You know, we'll get more details on that when the story comes out, but it's gonna be very, very epic. It's gonna be a very good story. So I'm looking forward to making Mr. Ash and Black making a return, and maybe have Black say more this time. Because in the first interpretation I did, he barely said anything. He just had a reused voice line from Twisted Metal Black, where he's like Calypso, but where did you go? You know, while Ash did most of the talking. I kind of hope I can get the AI voice to work properly of Black, so I can make him say more. Maybe have him like develop as a character, like maybe have him and Ash develop a little bit more. But I'd love that. I can't wait to make the sequel, man. The sequel to the Manslaughter Mr. Ash story. That was one of my favorite ones to do in the first season that I made. You know, Twisted Metal Black fan made series, and I can't wait to do the sequel. I'm very looking forward to it. So looking forward to that shit, man. Boom. Crimson Fury is dead. Grasshopper. Speaking of Grasshopper and Pit Viper, I recently hand painted a die cast Dune buggy, and I made it look like Pit Viper. I have one that looks like Grasshopper too. That one's a Myers Manx. So one is a sand rail, which is Pit Viper, and the Myers Manx, the green Myers Manx I painted, is Grasshopper. So I've got more cars in that collection I can show off. It's like a 132 scale die-cast collection of Twisted Metal cars, and I started collecting them back in September. The game has no sound. Let me turn it up a bit. Let me turn it up. Let me see if that's better. I want y'all to be able to hear some of the game at least. Let me know if that's good. I don't want to be in too loud though, so you can hear my voice and I can talk. Let's see who's left. Roadkill, okay. Hit him. Got him. Our next battle. Monaco. It's completely muted. Muted? What the hell? It shouldn't be. Let's see how this goes. Like, I don't think it's muted, man. What character will you do after Raven? Dollface? I've said this before, but I'm going to be doing Dollface next. I'd like to do Dollface because she's next on the blacklist essentially, and then it'll be Axel, then it'll be Outlaw, then it'll be Outlaw 2, and then some new characters like Pit Viper, Thumper, Twister, and Mr. Slam. But yeah, it's just oh shit. Oh, I'm about to die. Jesus. No, Hammerhead, don't get the health. Alright, I killed him before I could do it. I don't know why the game was muted. I'm going to try to keep it... I turned that volume up. So hopefully that helped. Just don't want it to be too quiet, you know? I see the bar going up and down, so it's like... There we go, we'll hear it now. Okay, good. I'm sorry about that. I think I had the volume down too low. It's alright though. Grasshopper. Try Pale Rider Night Hag after Dollface. No, I'm gonna be doing Axel, Outlaw, and then Outlaw 2 after Dollface. I got a game plan. I'm not gonna get any other character done until until I get the older characters done. Like I want to do the old characters, at least some of them, and then do some new ones, and then go back to the old ones. The game plan right now is to finish Dollface, then do Axel, then we'll do Outlaw, where Black Sorcerer saves Agent Stone or goes to save him. Then we'll have Outlaw 2 with Carl and Jamie. Then we'll have either Pit Viper or Thumper sequel where Pit Viper Angel comes back and has her own new story, or Thumper with Darius and Brucey, you know, in the hood. Yeah, we're gonna get different volumes exactly. You know, we're gonna have different takes on these characters and different stories. So there's a lot to unpack with my plans for this Twisted Metal fan-made series. Where's the icon? Oh shit! Grasshopper, no. Get off of me. Usually I die at this level. Because I don't know why. Alright, there's no health. Call Hot Rod into Bone Shaker. Bone Shaker, that's a pretty cool name. I think that's like the Airborne song, Bone Shaker. I call it Night Hag because, you know, she's based on a sleep paralysis demon. How come your live stream video was a little bit lagging? It was? The game isn't lagging. I wouldn't doubt OBS is trying to pull some shit. Trying to make it seem like, oh... yeah, it does look like it's lagging a little bit. I don't know. The game isn't God. Shit. I lost all my upgrades. Oh, well. I can get them again. It's fine. But yeah, I'm looking at my stream on on my phone screen. It doesn't look like it's lagging too much. That's weird. Maybe it was lagging. Either way, it seems to be fine now. Get my upgrades again. Oh, that card's going. Let's see. Got one more enemy left. Oh, she almost fell in the water. Not going that way, man. No. Let's see. Alright, got him. Transylvania, here we go. Let's see. Oh, your April 1st video was funny. Oh yeah, the cornflake man. Oh yeah, that was something, man. I was kind of like, I don't want to say I was like messed up or anything. I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna smoke a bunch of devil's lettuce tonight. I'm gonna craft together a freaking Twisted Metal 4 parody ending about a cornflake man. He looks like the Joker and George W. Bush. It's based on a comment I got like a year ago of some person saying something about cornflakes. I'm like, okay, what are you talking about, dude? So I'm like, you know, let's make a whole video about it. Just fuck it, you know. And it was for April Fool's Day, so I'm like, you know what? It's like a custom character almost. But yeah, I'm glad you thought it was funny. It wasn't the best thing I've ever done. It's kind of weird, really, because he got the Clussy, you know? I want that Clussy. That's what he asked for, Clussy. Can't go wrong with Clussy now. Oh, man, what the hell? I just died twice. I need another life. I usually don't die this much in this game. I got him playing the hard mode. Besting in Twisted Metal 4. I wouldn't say that's the best ending. Just kind of out there, you know. It's something David Jaffe probably would have come up with. I bet if Clussy existed back when he was making this stuff. That is, because you know, Clown. Thanks for the connection with Minion and Satan. Ah, don't worry. Yeah. Just thought I'd put that out there because you know, he pretty much is Satan, I guess, in my version. And Primeval was also supposed to make an appearance. He's like a straitjacket demon, meant to be Black's rival. Like, Mr. Ash has Black. Would you play Twisted Metal in VR? I don't know. I don't know how that would work. That's an interesting idea. Twisted Metal VR, huh? But yeah. But like I was saying, like Minion, or the Satan guy has Minion or has Primeval, and Mr. Ash has Black. You know, there's like a legion of darkness or whatever. Uh oh. This isn't good. God, I'm trying to play head on, not Twisted Metal Black. They're chasing me. Holy shit. They being aggressive today. But Twisted Metal in VR would be so cool, man. I could see like being in the car and you're activating buttons and stuff. I have to retry. At least I got my lives back. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble with Transylvania. I usually don't have this much trouble with this game at all. And again, it's on hard mode. I'm talking so much. It's probably because I'm distracted, but you know it's fine. I'm trying to stream. You know, that's part of the stream. I have to interact with the audience and make it more personal and community based. I'm just glad y'all are here. You know. What are you doing for Father's Day? Probably not much. I mean, I live with my dad, but like I'm probably obviously going to see him that day. We're probably not going to do anything because it's money. We don't actually have much money to go out and do something, you know. Probably gonna stay home and I'll probably cook or something. I'll probably cook up some food. I believe Father's Day is coming up though. I think it's like next week or something. Or is it today? I hope it's not today. Yeah, I think it's next week. Shit. Why am I having so much trouble? Why do they keep coming at me? Come on. Get some health. Oh, it's an elevator. Health is low. I get it. Next week, yeah, I figured that much. I looked at it on the calendar. I just forgot what day exactly. I think like next Sunday or something like that. So yeah, next Sunday will be Father's Day. I'll probably cook something or whatever. At least I could do. Cook us a meal or whatever. I gotta focus on this game. Try to get out of here alive. I think I saw health over here earlier. Here it is. This reason. Ah, shit. Come on. I need armor upgrade. Come on. What? Oh, shit. Why am I having trouble? I don't understand. Jesus Christ, man. I don't never have much trouble with Head On. This is Head On. This is the easiest Twisted Metal game. What the hell? I'm not making a good example of myself with this. Crush him. Oh, man. Come on. Got him. Alright, come on, Mortimer. You and your stupid little hearse try to get me. Get him. Okay, I got level done. I don't know how I freaking died like 3 times. Holy shit. I never die that much in this game. I'm normally pretty good at this game. I guess I'm not used to playing on a hard mode. You play everything on medium, but hard mode is like an extra challenge to show I can do it. It's possible, it's just not as easy, obviously. Speaking of streams, I used to watch Sakusaji's TM streams. Love her artwork. Yeah, I watched a few of them. I don't know what happened to her, though. She kind of disappeared. She used to stream quite a bit. I don't know what happened. Hope she's alright. Yeah, I used to watch Sakusaji a little bit. One of very few VTubers in the community, which is very interesting. PNG tubers or whatever they're called. I'm not really familiar with all that, but yeah, they also make some pretty good artwork too. I've seen like pictures of Calypso mainly. They like have an obsession with Calypso, man. I think that's pretty cool. Oh shit, Shadow shooting. Oh, there we go. At least this level has a good health. Hope they put Head On in 2012 on PS5. I hope so, but I think it's doubtful. I don't know why. It's just they don't, they don't care much about Twisted Metal. They'll put like a couple of games on there and they'll call it a day. But it'd be nice. It'd be nice if we could see Head On in 2012 on the PS5. We'll see. Well, only time will tell, I suppose. I'm glad you're watching. I know you like a lot of my posts on here, old boy or Blair B-Man. I'm glad you're here too, because I know you've liked a lot of my posts. I don't know if you saw the picture of the spider I posted last night. There was a freaking spider in my room. Freaked me the hell out. I had like glowing eyes when I took the picture. I had freaking glowing eyes. I'm like, man, I'm scared. There's a big old spider in my room. But I didn't kill it. I wanted to keep it in here so I can kill the mosquitoes. But it was crawling everywhere. And it was like, ugh, big creepy collar. Oh shit. I did? Yeah, you saw that. Okay, good. Yeah, it was just a damn spider. So you know about all my Instagram posts. You see my stories, definitely. You saw the Pit Viper too. She's doing okay. You got an art commission from her. Okay. Okay, that's good to hear. I'll say, like, what happened? Like, did you just not want to stream anymore? You don't want to be online anymore? What happened? Are you okay? Did someone hurt you? I'm glad she's alright. Damn it, I died again. I make sure I beat this without any deaths, I guess. But I can't do that because they're all ganging up on me. I don't have enough weapons. Yeah, I like Sakusagi's art, though. I like how they draw stuff and not, what I do. My art is more like Frankenspritting, like I take pictures of pre-existing renders and I'll edit the crap out of them, make them look like their own character. Yeah. Yeah, art's a pretty cool thing. I like seeing art. I like seeing all this, the community coming together and showcasing their work. Of course, I don't post my art in the Twisted Metal Federation anymore because of what someone said to me in there. I'm not posting my art in Twisted Metal Federation ever again, I don't think. Just because I randomly got called out when I posted a picture of the preacher and his holy men. I posted that picture of the preacher in the church with the holy men by him, and someone from the past called me out. I'm like, dude, what? So because I posted a picture, you're going to try to call me out and start drama? It was ridiculous. I'm not going to post my art in there ever again, though, just because I don't feel like anyone there likes my art. Oh. I need to finish this, dude. So I can Yeah, probably after this tournament's over, I'm probably gonna head out. I know the stream wasn't as long as the Twisted Metal Black live stream, but we got a lot done. We talked about Twisted Metal Lost Bios, and I showcased a few of the mods and played the game itself. Excuse me. Just try to get this completed. I'm in the tunnel now. There's Shadow. Ah. It's like the enemies are going relentless on me right now. It's like, because I'm playing a hard mode and deep in the tournament, I guess they want to try to destroy me as best they can. And they're doing a good job of it, I'll give them that. God, man, stop freezing me. That's cheap. I'm going to kill my colorful counterpart. I'm going to at least do that. Got it. Get away from me, dude. Come on. Yeah, they're like not playing around this time. They actually want their prize. Alright, Shadow's dead. Good. Turbo energy upgrade. Man, I need armor upgrade. Why were you scared of a spider? Well, I wasn't scared of it. I was just like, it was a big old spider too. I'm not really scared of it. It was kind of crawling around though. It's kind of creepy. But I'm not really scared of spider. I think if it was a snake, I'd be scared. Definitely be scared if it was a snake. But thankfully, snakes don't come in my house often. There was a snake there in my house a few years ago though, but I don't know how it got in. My fault on that one. Come on, dude. Armor upgrade, please. Okay, jump upgrade. That's good enough. I can jump away. I can be like Grasshopper. Was it a giant spider? Do you scream like... No, I didn't scream. I was just like, ugh, Jesus Christ, man. I didn't scream at all. I wasn't that scared, man. I was like, ugh, Jesus Christ is a creepy crawler. But I wasn't that scared, man. If it was a snake, though, man, I would be screaming. I'd be like, oh, Jesus Christ. Oh. Ah. Stuck on this level, dude. It's like they're coming at me and they won't stop. I have to get my head in the game. That's what I gotta do. Did I ever tell you about the game Skyblaze? The creator worked on it and awesome. Yeah, I don't think you ever told me about Skyblazer. It sounds interesting though. Yeah, I never really heard of it. Dude, it's like they have more weapons than I'll ever get. Like, what the hell? And they keep taking them from me too. Like, what? I guess this is what hard mode looks like, but Come on, man. I can do better than this. Like, I know I can do better than this shit. Let's see. Oh, why are you driving off the roll? Come on. Give me that health. Good. Me and my yellow ass. Yellow tweet tooth ass. I find it weird that Sweet Tooth vehicle, like, after just a little bit of damage, the right door just randomly starts crapping out. Like, I'm like, I don't understand why you have to have all the health just to have the full vehicle view. I don't know. I'm playing on hard mode now, too? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, hard mode makes the game at least challenging enough, because this game is too easy on medium. Way too easy. But on hard mode, it actually gives you a challenge. I'm like, good. I need a challenge. That is a challenge. That is a challenge. And this is definitely kicking my ass with a challenge. Boom. Throw on energy. Okay. Get off of this corpse. Come on. Got stuck on the corpse of Mr. Slam trying to get that icon. Oh my god. Where's the health, man? Like they keep taking the health too, like this is Twisted Metal 3. Oh my god, are you kidding me? I'm gonna have to do like the minigame to get more lives or something, cause I can't do this, apparently. I don't need the minigame, I just gotta freaking focus. No Mr. Slam, nope. Oh, what the hell, man. They keep freeze spamming too, like this is not Twisted Metal 3, this is Twisted Metal... Oh, I froze a freaking pedestrian car. This is just not going well for me, is it? Stream started out pretty well, then I start playing the game, like, oh shit, I can't do it. Whew. I forgot about this area. A little skyscraper. Man, there's some health up here. I don't know health anywhere. Do you have a story about your incident with the snake? Oh yeah, I do have a story. So basically, this is the thing I do. I go outside in the neighborhood and I collect aluminum cans, right? To, you know, save them up all year so I can get money for my birthday. You know, I cash them in at a place. Well, one day in 2023, I had gone can collecting. I come back and I just put the bag of cans into the house. Next thing I know, my dad's screaming. I'm like, what's going on, dude? There's a snake in the house. And apparently that snake was inside one of the cans. And I'm like, oh shit, I didn't know it was in there. I mean, how was I supposed to know? It was inside one of the freaking aluminum cans. But yeah, there was a snake in the house, and Dad just put it outside. It wasn't a harmful snake. It was just a scary snake, man. We don't know no snake in the house, especially with our animals. Like, snakes are just nothing you can have in the house. It's just not good to have. But, yeah, there's a snake in the bottom of the can. I didn't realize it. So that's the story about the snake. It wasn't anything severe. No one got hurt. It was scary, though. We didn't know what kind of snake it was, neither. But I think it was just a regular old grass snake or something like that. Something that isn't harmful. Not like a not brown recluse. Cottonmouth or copperhead. Something like that. It wasn't like that or anything. Yeah. Get all these weapons and trying to finish off the enemies. Ready, aim, fire. This is gonna be one big ass barbecue. Get down here, dude. Stop trying to spam your special at me. Oh, come on, dude. What the fuck? This is not going my way. What the hell? I had all those weapons saved up, too. Get away from me. And Mr. Slam is dead. Oh, shit. Keep thinking that the health is on this other side. Really, it's on the other... Like, you have to go down a little bit more. Oh, can't go over there. I can't go down there. What the hell am I thinking? I'm getting so confused, dude. Like, I'm trying to get this done. I'm like... But they keep shooting me to where, like, I can't even do anything. I can't do anything about it. They just freeze me and shoot the crap out of me. I'm making progress, though, I think. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Shit. There's health over there. Good. No shadow. No shadow. Okay. Got it. I think I got it this time. Alright. Boom. Okay, I finally got the level done. Okay. Okay, now time for the rooftops. This should be easier, I think. I hope so. If not, I'll do that little racing mission. I like the racing one because I can't die in that one. You just gotta race. Even though I don't have much turbo and don't have much speed with Sweet Tooth, but... Alright, now we're at the rooftops and we gotta fight the bosses. The bosses, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do because I only have one life. So I gotta be careful with them, I guess. I mean, Tower Tooth is okay, I guess. I mean, you can just, you know, go to that little area of the map where he doesn't get you. Which, it's a really weird, cheap way to freaking cheese the boss, but, you know, that's what everyone does. You can't fight him head-on for some reason. Ironically, this is Twisted Metal head-on, but the final boss, you don't fight head-on. You can't do that. You have to stay afar. Should be called Twisted Metal Far Away. Or something like that. Okay, we're making progress. Let's just don't die. Alright, got health. That was a nice save. Almost got hit by Mr. Slam's special. That was close. Oh. Alright, there we go. Oh, come on, dude. What the fuck? That's not fair, dude. That is not fair. I almost freaking got all the enemies and oh no. Sneak up on you. Rooftops are open at least. There's my good personality, Marcus Kane. Roadkill. What's with all the freeze spam, dude? I don't understand. I don't spam my freeze. Y'all shouldn't do the same thing. I'm playing fair. There we go. Finding Tower Tooth on the PSP version was ironically easy. Yeah, pretty much. No, no, don't fall. Yeah, if you just get into a certain spot of the map, he won't get you. I mean, he can still hit you with his lightning if you're close enough. But other than that, he's not much of a threat, even though he is kind of terrifying, I'll admit. Of course, I have to fight him with no upgrades, which is gonna suck, but you know, I don't need them, I guess. Oh, right when I say that, Axel kills me. What the hell? He's just as annoying here as he was in Twisted Metal Black. Twisted Metal 2 even. And they keep falling now, that's funny. Yeah, I keep falling to where I don't have to fight you. I'm getting tired of playing. Like, yeah, that's why I don't normally stream for that long compared to other people, because I don't have much energy in me to keep playing for a long time, you know? So I'm doing like a couple rounds, like, you know, doing a tournament or head on. Did like one little tournament with Crimson Fury and lost. You know, went over the lost bios, of course. I'm glad I was able to do that. I think that was a really cool idea I came out with for the stream. To talk about the lost bios and give some ideas and discuss them with the fans. Oh shit. What the hell, dude? Oh, Mr. Slam, I'm gonna go get my revenge on him, man. He just freaking threw me off the building. That's cheap. Cheap move on Mr. Slam's part. Damn Simon Whittlebone. I'm gonna break your freaking Whittlebones. Again with the freezing? Come on, dude. Okay, I did it. I destroyed Roadkill and got some upgrades. Alright. Next in the final battle, Dark Tooth and Tower Tooth. Now, if y'all remember my series, this cutscene does play in my series, but it's a little bit different. You see, like, you know, Charles and Sourpuss, and you hear, like, the Chucky laugh. This is like the original version of that. Look at that monster, dude. And then for some reason, when you play cutscenes in the PS2 version of this game, the engine sounds stop. I'm like, okay. Like the boss intros, the engine sound just stops and it's kind of silent. Like, what the hell? Oh, here comes Dark Tooth. Here comes Dark Tooth. Don't you run, don't you run. Alright, here he comes. Yeah, I kind of like Darktooth's design in this game. I don't think he's as colorful as he was in Twisted Metal 2, obviously, but I like the design. I'm definitely gonna make our Darktooth story towards the end of Twisted Metal Harbor City stories. We're gonna be doing like the boss characters last, Darktooth and Towertooth mainly. Dunn just beat Towertooth, and about Sourpuss, what's his whole deal? He's basically like Chucky, you know. He's trying to. He's actually the real reason they're entering the contests. He's like a doll that wants to be trans. His soul. He wants his soul to be transferred into the to Sweet Tooth's body. Essentially, it's gonna be kind of like Chucky. But yeah, Sourtooth is like a new character I created. You know, he's like a clown doll. But yeah, Sourpuss, he'll have his own full length role in the Darktooth story, and potentially part of Yellowjacket's story too. I don't know. I'm not sure about that one though. I think I'll just stick with the Kane family for Yellowjacket and have Darktooth introduce Sourpuss. Yeah, it's freezing a little bit. And here comes Towertooth. This thing's terrifying. I'm gonna need to gather some weapons before I fight him, though, so I can shoot at him and get him knocked down. Imagine if you fought two of them in this like twin tower tooth or something like that, based on the twin towers. That'd be cool. Of course, we don't talk about what happened on September 11th, but you know. Come on, Tower Tooth, no, get away from me. Jesus Christ. When you do Darktooth storyline where he has similar or just like Chucky, if he, I don't know what you're saying, dude. Speak English or something, man. I don't know. I don't know what you mean by he'd Chucky if he a doll. Oh wait. Well, he's a doll, but like Charlie Kane's son is actually behind the wheel, controlling the vehicle, while Sourpuss is like in the back, you know, kind of like keeping watch on him. But what are your thoughts on Critical Depth and Rogue Trip Vacation 2012? I've heard of both of those games. I've never really played them, but I do like the I like the vehicles in Rogue Trip. I like the Wienermobile mainly, the Oscar Mayer Wiener car. I like that one. I also like the school bus because it reminds me of Malo from Vigilante 8. But yeah, I don't have much to say about Critical Depth and Road Trip Vacation 2012. But you know, they're pretty good car combat games from what I've seen. People seem to like Road Trip especially. It's very underrated. So yeah. Keep forgetting I don't have the jump upgrade. Gotta gather some weapons and hide out. Jesus Christ, get away from me, dude. What the hell? Oh my god, I was about to get... Well, he's not going to sound exactly like Chucky, because, I don't know, I feel like I'm going to actually have a different voice for him. He's going to kind of sound like a radio effect. He's going to have a radio effect to his voice, and he's going to sound a little bit more like Pennywise, because he's like a mix of Pennywise and Chucky, but he has the laugh of Chucky and the voice of Pennywise. Pretty much. As a native New Orleanian, I'm all for New Orleans in a car combat game. Ditto for Baton Rouge, Shreveport, Monroe, Ruston, and Alexandria, North Dakota. Oh yeah, I used to live in Louisiana. I used to live in like the Shreveport area, and that place is rough. It's not as good as it used to be. You know, the mall is like dead. Everything over there is dead. There's a lot of crime, so I had to move away after a bit. I moved to South Carolina, which is, you know, it's alright. It's just, I probably would prefer to move somewhere up north, but it's alright. Whatever. Better than nothing. Better than being in Louisiana, that's for a fact. Pay prize by re-entry. Clever. Yep. Pretty much. Tower Tooth, I'm gonna try to get him. Try to get rid of Tower Tooth. Get him. Oh, use the shield. Wait, where'd he get health from? What the hell? Is there health over there? I guess I need to move him. Come on, Tower Tooth, get over here. He's hunting for me. Yeah, cause I don't want him getting no health. You know, he's gonna go for it anyway when he starts dying. Oh, he's going for the health. Great. Get back here, dude. Oh, he got health. You son of a bitch, man. Like, he's like just taunting me at this point. I'm just trying to beat this damn level, and he's like taunting me. I'm gonna get health. Ah, ha, ha, ha. I'm getting health and you don't. But man, I'm just trying to beat this level so I can end the stream. So I got some stuff I gotta do. Mainly gotta work on Dollface's story. I'm gonna try to do some of that after I'm done with the stream. I'm more looking forward to Dollface's story about the brain damage and whatnot. It's gonna be a very interesting take on her story from Twisted Metal Lost. What the hell, dude? I have to wait right here or some shit. I'm gonna wait for the super health to come back. I'm gonna cheat this. He's just gonna keep doing that until he starts losing health again. Ah, this is ridiculous, dude. I just gotta wait for the health to show up again. Gonna take a few minutes. What if for Tower Tooth voice sound like if it was a deep voice, like a giant voice? Yeah, I could see that. I guess I could see that. I don't know. I've been to Myrtle Beach when I was 6 years old. Yeah, I live near there. I live near Myrtle Beach. Like, maybe, maybe like an hour or two away. I don't know. I go to Myrtle Beach every so often during summer, though. So that's cool that you've been to Myrtle Beach. When you're, oh, of course, you were 6 years old, but probably don't remember much about it. But yeah, I've been to Myrtle Beach plenty of times. It's a really good place. It's a good vacation spot. Okay, where's that damn health at? It's like a stupid waiting game. I hate this final boss, dude. I really do hate this final boss. It's like very dumb. I mean, I think the idea of Tower Tooth has potential. Like the design is really threatening and badass and scary, but the execution is so shit. Like he just goes back and forth. Sorry, you're making your own fan lore? Yeah, pretty much. I'm using Sci-Fi Zilla. If you've ever seen my channel, there's like a lot of I'm doing like a fan-made Twisted Metal web series where I'm trying to like expand upon the lore of Twisted Metal Black and give the characters more to do, you know? And I'm using the Twisted Metal Lost bios as kind of like a way to draft it, and then I write a full-length story and use 11 Labs to narrate the videos and just all that. That's what my channel has kind of like, you know, been known for the last 2 years at least 2 years, ever since 11 Labs came to the picture. But Yeah, making a fan-made lore. It's like a series almost, like another TV series in a way, but it's more like a web series. Like, you know, it's not a big production where they have money and actors. It's more like a motion comic with the narration. But yeah, that's what I've been doing for the last 2 years, and just building upon that, and building, trying to get all these stories out. Like I said, next up is Dollface, and we'll have Axel, then Outlaw, then Outlaw 2, and then we'll have some new characters show up, and then we'll go back to like Junkyard Dog, Bloody Mary, Manslaughter, Severed Sam, and Cage, and all them. Yeah, there's a lot of characters to go through with this fan made lore. There's a lot of characters to introduce too. There's still a lot of characters I haven't shown yet. I just now showed Torchy in the last episode. He was made. I made him back in 2023. Well, where's that health at, man? It's taking forever to show back up. This is worth in Twisted Metal 4's Carnival level. This doesn't show up, period. I'm gonna take a risk. I'm gonna take the risk. Okay, get some turbo. Oh no, he's about to corner me using me. Health. Okay, get away from me. Whoo! Yeehaw! Just two blah 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 for cornflakes. Alright, come on, Tower Tooth, get back over here. I'll kill you now. And your reign of terror for good. Uh-oh. Come on, dude. Take it like a... Alright, got it. Come on. Uh-oh. Okay, I'm gonna go back over here and see if the mega health showed up again. That'd be nice if it did. Be very nice. Very freaking nice. And it isn't. Great. I'm making my own universe and characters. Oh, yeah. Same here, man. That's cool that you're doing that, though. I like to see Twisted Metal, different interpretations for Twisted Metal. That's really cool to see always, because Twisted Metal is the perfect series for interpretation, and I like seeing other people's works. Well, that's nice. That's awesome, Sci-Fi Zilla. He's grabbing health, dude. What the hell? Come on. This final boss sucks so freaking bad, dude. I hate it. I hate this final boss. Oh, come on, dude. What the hell? This is getting frustrating, dude. I just gotta get the final boss done and I can end the stream, you know, because I'm not gonna be doing another round of tournament playthrough. I got some stuff I gotta do. Just gotta... I'm not used to streaming. Like I said, I'm not like Nick or Decidue. I have my own thing going on. I don't normally stream. We have such a good time when we do stream, though. I like talking to y'all and, you know, giving my input on the series and giving my takes, and I don't know. And I say this much, I'm not going to try to brag about it, but I'm pretty sure it's, maybe like, I don't know. I was about to say something, I'm going to hold my tongue on that. I would say it's not like David Jaffe's streams. Yeah, it's not like that. I'm a little bit, you know, I'm not talking about politics, you know. I see David Jaffe make those videos about politics. Bitch, go look at my channel. Like, yeah, some of those videos are about politics, dude. Not gonna lie. You do talk about politics sometimes, but his choice. This is form of content he chooses. Can't stop him from doing that. More power to him. Come on, dude. We're almost there. got 3 specials. Maybe this will finish him off. I don't think so, though. I doubt it's going to finish him off. Come on, get him. I'm almost there. Almost there. Oh, come on, Tower Tooth. Get that shit off. I was going to run away and try to get health like a little baby. I'm going to get health too then. I'm a baby too. Taking health for myself. Alright, come on, man. Alright, got on with that. At least. He just fell off the building, man. Get that health before he gets it. He ain't getting no health from me. I'm gonna steal it for myself. I'll steal it. No one will ever know. I can't touch him. You're almost done, man. Just let me throw you. I'm gonna beat you up, Tower Tooth. Oh, come on. Just get back over here, dude. Oh, he got health. Of course he got health. Fuck it. Just do it to me. I don't care. I hate Tower Tooth. I hate fighting him. I like the idea, like I said before, but I don't like Tower Tooth himself. I hate fighting his stupid, ugly ass. And he keeps shooting the fucking fireballs at me. Stop. Health is low, low health, low health. I get it. Why they even put that in this game? I don't understand. That's so annoying. It wasn't in the PSP version. Like, yeah, I get it. My health is low. Like, what the hell you want me to do about it? I can't find no health right now. Everybody keeps taking it. You know? I'm gonna go find some weapons and just try to take care of them. I really want to beat this. I have a cool vehicle idea. Lockjaw. He's a shark-themed vehicle whose special is him biting a vehicle and shaking it rapidly. It's also not to Lockjaw from Critical Depth. Oh, that's pretty cool. Lockjaw. I was thinking of that fan-made Five Nights at Freddy's character from Return to Freddy's or whatever. That was a weird-ass fan game. I don't talk about that much. Yeah, Lockjaw. That sounds like a pretty cool idea. A shark-shaped car. I had one time called like Bull Shark or something like that, or Tiger Shark. It's based on a Hot Wheel that looks like a shark, but yeah, I had like a Twisted Metal toy car that I called Bull Shark. Kind of like sound like bullshit, but you know, it's just what I called it. Jesus Christ, I keep hiccuping. I have no turbo and he's chasing me. What the hell? That's not fair at all. Okay. Get away from me, dude. I had that Hot Wheel too. Yep. I have like two of them. I have a gray one and a tiger looking one. I'm pretty sure they made more colors, but I have the tiger shark and the gray shark. Yeah, I like that Hot Wheel. You have your Hot Wheels too. Yeah, that's cool, John. Yeah, I love Hot Wheels. I have a whole collection of them from my childhood still in my hobby room. I have all of them Twisted Metal themed pretty much, of course. Oh, come on, dude. Thought I was far away enough. I'm gonna get some more weapons and try to finish this guy off, dude. I swear. I fucking hate Tower Tooth, dude. He's so freaking stupid. I hate him. I mean, fighting him is one thing. I mean, I like it. Like I said, I like his design. I like the idea of a giant towering behemoth of. But I think Warpath from the Twisted Metal 5 fan game is a lot better than this shit. I'll say that. Warpath at least feels beatable. This guy just chases you down and gets stuck in areas. No wonder he was barely playable in this game. He's only playable in one level. Of course, you can use the code breaker to get him at other levels too. It's just like, obviously he's not gonna do well in like Big Blue Stadium or like freaking the smaller levels, you know? He's such a big, giant, towering clown tower thing. In my version of Harbor City Stories, Tower Tooth is the final boss, but he's fought with like a bunch of Gold Tooths at the airport. And in my version of him is kind of like, I was going to talk about this, but he comes up out of nowhere. Jesus Christ, man, I can't fucking do this. I'm going to do this and then quit the stream, because I'm tired of fighting Tower Tooth. I hate him. And this is Twisted Metal head on. I can't fight Tower Tooth head on because he'll kill me. Ironically. Can't fight him head on. You have to keep your distance. Alright, let's see. You can do it, Justin. I know you can. Thank you, Sonic Games. Yeah, I can do it. It's just I have no upgrades, and Tower Tooth is just a piece of shit boss. I hate this final boss. Like, it's just not as bad as Iron Maiden or like I guess Sweet Tooth Carnival Carnage or whatever, but still pretty frustrating. And I hate having to fight Tower Tooth. I hate Tower Tooth in general. Though he's not the worst character they ever made. I think it's just fighting him is what makes him horrible. You know, fighting him is not as fun compared to. I think Dark Tooth is okay. Got this, man. Yeah, thank you, Sonic. Of course, I don't got this if he's gonna show up out of nowhere and do all this shit to me. We just gotta. Yeah, I know. It's just I believe in myself. I just don't believe Tower Tooth can play fair. He just does stupid shit, and it's like I don't know why they made him the final boss. Dude. He's so freaking broken. He's a broken final boss. Like he's a broken mess. And he keeps laughing at me like, this isn't funny, dude. This is stupid. Oh, and stop using that stupid shield. Like, they made him the most broken and cheating, besides Twisted Metal 4 Sweet Tooth, he's like a broken final boss. Just keeps activating his stupid shield. He doesn't stop shocking. Like, it's annoying. He's an annoying final boss, just like Sweet Tooth and Twisted Metal 4. But even if Sweet Tooth at least has a strategy. This guy does have no strategy. He just gets health and just doesn't fucking play fair. Get some turbo, and I'm pretty sure he's about to start chasing me. Go on the streets and try to get some health. Hey, Dark Mortimer, how you doing, man? Yeah, the streams. You're kind of late to the stream. It's alright. We earlier we read the Twisted Metal Lost files, and I gave my input on them, and then we played Twisted Metal Lost a little bit as Crimson Fury with the Codebreaker thing. Now we're playing Twisted Metal head on. I'm having such a hard time beating Tower Tooth. Like, this is ridiculous. Welcome in, man. Hope you're having a good Sunday. Oh shit, here comes Tower Tooth again. Get away from me, dude. Oh shit. What the fuck? Come on. Don't steal my turbo, man. Give me that. Good God, man. What the fuck? I'm good. Just got into work. Oh, good to hear, man. Yeah. Yeah, it's probably why you weren't here earlier. Then you're trying to get ready for work. So that's understandable. Good thing I can get back on the discussion later. Yeah. Yeah, we talked about all the bios, and I gave my input on how they could have been reinterpreted, and, you know, some of my ideas personally for Twisted Metal Harbor City stories, and it was a pretty good discussion, but now we're just trying to freaking beat the final boss head on, which I can't do it because he keeps fucking cheating. This is one of the most broken and dumbest final bosses ever, like, seriously. I think Twisted Metal 4 Sweet Tooth is at least better than this. Like, this is stupid. This is insane. Like, I try to get health off of him, and he keeps going for health every time. He just... Anyways, when you're done with Twisted Metal 4 Reimagined, I suggest you work on Twisted Metal 5. Yeah, I have, like, 2 different versions of Twisted Metal 5 in my mind, actually. Because I got, this old idea I had. I'm off on Monday and Tuesday unless I get called in. Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I normally don't stream on Monday or Tuesday. That's Nick and Desidu's job, you know. I only stream on Sunday because, you know, it's the only time of week when my dad's not at home, you know. Because I hate it when he's home. He's always just... I'm like, dude, stop talking. I don't want to hear... They don't want to hear you talking about something you saw on Facebook. Yeah, I do have... See, remember the idea I had where Calypso and Sweet Tooth go to hell and meet with Mr. Ash? That's my version of Twisted Metal 5. Then I want to try to, like, make my own versions or, like, you know, redo the endings with, you know, visuals for Angels. It's going to be called Angels Twisted Metal 5 fan-made, and then my version of Twisted Metal 5 where why'd I just do that? Where Sweet Tooth and Calypso have to share the competition after going to hell at the end of Twisted Metal 4 Calypso's ending. It's going to be showcased in the Twisted Metal 4 Calypso conceptual rework, so... Yeah, I got 2 versions of Twisted Metal 5 in mind, of course, after I get done with Twisted Metal 4 Reimagined, of course, because I got a lot of ideas for that series, too, though. So it's going to be a while before we see anything Twisted Metal 5 related. At least for a while, because I have to finish Sweet Tooth's ending and Twisted Metal 4 Reimagined. Have to do all the characters from Twisted Metal 4's main roster with conceptual reworks. Then I've got to do some of the Crata cars, and then we'll do Twisted Metal 5. But right now, it's not being produced right now, but it will be hopefully in the next year or so. Why not just combine the two? You could have both Sweet Tooth and Calypso share the tournament, even some characters from the Team 5 fan game. Yeah, but that would kind of ruin Angel's vision, you know? Like, I get it. But, like, I don't want Angel to have, like, a different vision and kind of, I don't know. He has his own thing where, like, it's Calypso by himself. And, you know, he's just talking about how everyone's in a dream or whatever. But I don't want to combine the two just because it might mess up his vision, you know? So I'm going to kind of, like, I'm going to separate them. Maybe he'll rename Twisted Metal 5 at some point because, I don't know. Because people have suggested he rename it something else, and maybe he should. That way we can separate it from Twisted Metal 5 if we're an official game to where, like, a fan game, like Twisted Metal Reloaded or some shit. But, yeah. There's going to be quite a bit of content in the works. It's just people, you know, need to be patient with this. Because I know people were like, oh, you got to do this character next, do this character. I'm like, I get it, but, like, I can't do it overnight. I have to write it. It's writing. You know, I have to write the stuff out and produce the visuals and gather assets, you know, all that shit. It's not an easy task by any means. Did he get health even though he didn't need it? What on earth, dude? Get over here, dude. He's just being stupid. He's just sitting over there. I hate Tower 2 so much, dude. Art takes time. Exactly, Dark Mortimer. Exactly. It takes a long time. And people have rushed me in the past. They're like, oh, add this character now. Add this character. And I'm like, I can't do it now. I'll do it later. That's what I always say. And so does storytelling. Exactly. Storytelling and art and everything else. It takes time. And just people have rushed me in the past. Tell me I need to do this character next. I'm like, I get it, but I'm not doing that one next. You're telling me what to do, and I don't know. I don't really like it when they do that. I mean, I like getting suggestions. I love suggestions. I just don't like people telling me add Trumper or Thumper. Someone called Thumper Trumper in my comment section. I'm like, don't you mean Thumper? He's not related to Donald Trump. I mean, come on. What the hell are you talking about, Trumper? It's Thumper. Come on now. Like, it's a pink Impala called Thumper, not... Anyway, but yeah, art takes time, and I get people want me to do a lot of characters, and I plan on doing it. It's going to take a long-ass time, and that's one thing people need to realize is, like, I'm not going to do it overnight, obviously. I wish I could. I really wish I could. If I could do it overnight, I would, but unfortunately, it's not that. That's not the case. I really wish I could. He didn't vote for that guy, obviously. Trump or another April Fool's suggestion. Yeah, have like Trump, man. I ain't doing that shit. I don't like politics. Unlike David Jaffe, I don't like politics. He loves politics. He likes talking about them, and see, David Jaffe's making all these videos about politics. Bitch, go look at my channel. Oh, come on, dude. Thought I was far away enough. Can't wait for Sweet Tooth's ending in Twisted Metal 4. Yeah, me too. I have a really good idea for it where it's like an imposter Sweet Tooth, but we'll see. The imposter is indeed sus. You're an imposter. And that Melvin's an imposter too. It turns out they're like clones or some shit, maybe. Imposter is sus. Uh-oh. Get away from me, Tower Tooth. You're close to dead. I've been into politics before. Don't be. Politics are all just a bunch of old men in suits that don't know how to agree on anything. And they try to control people. So, I don't like politics. I hate politics so much. Like, I really do hate that shit. Also, I want to explore the whole Sweet Tooth clone concept you mentioned. Yeah, I probably will in the Sweet Tooth ending. It'll explain a few things, and then we'll do, after Sweet Tooth, will be a conceptual rework for Calypso, where it has, you know, Mr. Ash show up, because I had like a piece of art made for it. Oh, come on, stop using that stupid shield, dude. Get him. Ah, yes. Thank God, dude. Holy shit. Whoo. Finally. Fucking took me long enough. Shit. I don't need to save it. Maybe if we have voting boost on the contestants on Apocalypse. Yeah, sure, why not? Holy shit, man. Finally. And if you want, I can help you make TM5. If you want to help me write some of the character stories, that'd be awesome. I mean, I know the basic plot with, you know, Sweet Tooth and Calypso sharing the contest. But, I don't know. We'll see if you want to help me with that, man. That'd be nice. I can come up with some creative vehicle ideas. Yeah, because it would leave some room for like some new characters to show up and new vehicles. So, yeah, I'm open to that for you helping me write those stories, and I'll see what I can do with it, obviously. Of course, as long as it's cohesive and I can understand what it's trying to be, you know, because I've had people send in ideas that were like weird. Like someone said said Hammerhead's driver should be a guy who had Yu-Gi-Oh cards and his mother took him away. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about, dude? Yu-Gi-Oh cards? I'm not doing that. I instead did Danny Dread, and he had, you know, he was related to Granny Dread, so. Anyways, that was my stream of the Twisted Metal Lost bio study session, and me playing Twisted Metal head on. I want to make ideas with my Hot Wheels card for TM5. That's a good suggestion. I was actually thinking about doing that with my Hot Wheels cars as well. I have some from my childhood I could use for like the pictures and the video. Like I could make a PNG of, like, say, that little red car I have that looks like an old man car. I could definitely use that. But what about Reptilian? Like a reptile car? Yeah, that would work. Anyways, oh my god, I'm so glad I got finished with that Twisted Metal head-on final boss. That was stressful. That was more stressful than it needed to be, but I was playing on hard mode, and Tower Tooth is a cheating bastard, so. Anyways, we're gonna wrap this stream up. It's 3:30. I bet my dog has to go potty again, so I'm gonna let her out in a few minutes, and hopefully my cat will come inside. It was storming earlier, and he's out there. I'm like, it was his choice to go out there, dude. I try not to let him out, but he went out by himself. I opened the door to let the dog in, he just darts out. It's annoying. Thank you all so much for joining me on this. Wait, what are your thoughts on Lockjaw? I think it's an interesting idea, and it reminds me of that Hot Wheel was the Shark Hot Wheel. I just said that. I guess you didn't hear me or something, but yeah, Lockjaw sounds like a good idea. A shark-shaped car with, like, you know, crunching. It's kind of like Crusher in a way, but with teeth instead of like these little, I don't know what to call them, little chompers. Take care, everyone. Yeah, thank you, Dark Mortimer. Take care to you too, man. And if we have Tyler getting involved with a new album of his, Chromacopia, that'd be super cool if he joined the Twisted Metal competition. Maybe. I don't know. I don't really know much about Chromacopia. Come on, this is so much fun. Yeah, I know, and trust me, there will be more streams at some point. I'm not sure if I'll do another stream next week. Maybe I'll do another one next Sunday. We'll see. But it'll be it'll be Father's Day, so maybe not. I don't know. I'll think about it. I'll let y'all know on the community page. But anyway, thank you all so much for joining me on this live stream again. I appreciate every single one of you that showed up. You know, John Texan 05, Dark Mortimer, Sonic Games, Savage Sasuke 125, Manslaughter 012, Neosonic 19, Sci-Fi Zilla, everybody. Michael Muhammad, Ronald Skate, Kill. I can't pronounce that. Sorry about that. But yeah, Old Boy, or B-Man, whatever. Thank you all, everyone, so much for tuning into this live stream, and I'm about to head out. Yeah. This was such a great experience. I do like talking to y'all and chatting with my audience every so often. I don't do this normally, like I said. It's not my thing. But, you know, I'm starting to kind of like grow accustomed to it. I mean, I see Nick and Dust do it all the time, so why not me, you know? I may as well do something. You kind of branch out my content a little bit more. See you soon. Yeah, see you soon, Sonic Games. I'll see y'all later on. Anyway, I'm Justin Dark, owner of Twisted Dark Productions. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and hope you all have a great Sunday, rest of your evening, and I'll see you all on the flip side. Take care, everyone. Peace out.